I'm just gonna do a slow lead in. This whole thing is gonna be me leading in. Yeah. Do you hear the voice in the shadows? Do you hear the creeping and crawling in the night? It is time. Make spooky noises. Everybody make spooky noises. Spooky noises, everybody. This house is haunted. This unsung heroes is full of cats. Full of black cats and screaming ghouls and goblins. I'm really trying not to do the is this room really stretching? You know, from the Haunted Mansion. Welcome Unsung Heroes! Welcome Unsung Heroes, everybody! It is time! It is almost Halloween. We are spooky as fuck in this room right now. It is time for the Tournament of Terror! Murder! Screaming murder noises! That's right. Help! Guys, we're breaking out the brackets, baby! Earlier this week online, I posted up to everybody to give us their favorite scary movies. That was the only qualifier was they had to be scary. Now horror, I don't want to specify. There's horror nerds out there that will nitpick that to death of what horror is versus whatever. So as long as you were scared by it. And I got so many fucking responses. It was nuts. A total of 313 movies were recommended to me. Or 313 responses, and of the double ups, there was 100 and... Let me put it this way.
Read them all.
The ones who did not make the cut. Here we go. The ones who did not make the cut are... Here we go. No, there's 108 of them. I'm not going to read all 108. I'm going to pick out a couple. Here we go. These didn't make it. 13 Ghosts. Army of Darkness did not make the cut. Cabin in the Woods did not make the cut. Dawn of the Dead, nope. Drag Me to Hell. Event Horizon. That's my favorite one. Event Horizon didn't make it. I love that one. Get Out did not make it onto the top 16. House of a Thousand Corpses. Let's see. It Follows did not make it on. Let the Right One In did not make it on. These are all that have been, that multiple people named them, but there were some that were just so out of the park. Return of the Living Dead. Scream didn't make it. A personal... One that genuinely fucked me up for a long time. Serpent and the Rainbow. If anyone wants to see some wacky Santeria shit, Haitian voodoo or whatever, all the voodoo shit.
That movie in English.
It is, but it got subtitles for the other non-English parts. Yeah, there's so many on this list. We will touch on these later. But we're going to be breaking out the brackets, and everybody's going to get, I guess, a couple shots to be able to figure out what's going on. What do you say? We get our first ghoulish haunt for the evening. What's scarier? What's scarier? The high pitched or the second one's creepier. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up on the top of the show, give it up for your friend and ours, Elvis motherfucking Duran.
Yeah, cool. All right. Let me just take that step.
Yes.
Yes. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
Love scary movies. Love scary movies. Love
Here's
Halloween.
what we're doing. This is what we're doing today.
Love dressing up. Love costumes. All that stuff is fun, man.
What are you dressed up? What was your...
I had a few costumes. One of my favorite was I was like a vending machine. I was a Coca-Cola vending machine.
You wore like a box around?
Yeah, it was like a box. It was like a big box, and then they had like the Coca-Cola at the end, the dispenser part, and then the coin dispenser too. And
did you drop Cokes out of your slot?
Yeah.
That's so funny. So
it's funny, but it was awesome. And then by the face, it had the mesh.
That seems super like one of those costumes that is a good idea for the first hour, maybe, and then after a while, you're just like, get this fucking box off me. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, and I tried you could stick your arms out, so I had cartoonish fingers, but I would put it back in so I could actually be a vending machine and lean on a wall and shit. I also was. One of my best ones was I was the Invisible Man.
You did the Invisible Man thing? Were you wrapped up in the stuff?
No, I just didn't show up.
Boo, boo, boo. Boo.
No.
Those are the ghosts. Boo,
Yeah,
boo.
no. It was awesome. It was like just this whole thing that held the hat, like a rod that held the hat, and I had the glasses.
This is next level stuff. When you
like it's I spiraled down the wire down, and I had a button that pressed it in the glowing eyes, and it was like a trench coat with a tie and everything.
At a certain point,
it was fucking amazing, and the hat is just floating, and he's like, oh shit, he's invisible.
At a certain point, like when a costume starts to involve engineering, like that,
it was totally one of those.
That's pretty next level.
It was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
So do you want to do? Let's knock this out because there's a ton of these to go through.
All right.
Your first. Hold on. Where was this? The first bracket of the evening. Are you ready?
Go for it.
And look, we mentioned a ton. The ones that are on this are pretty tough.
Go for it.
The first one is Alien.
Wow, that was
versus Pet Cemetery.
Alien.
Yes.
What?
Alien takes it.
You like
Right off
Alien?
the bat,
Right off the bat.
Yo,
Like
I
without
mean,
even
how could
flinching.
you not like? How could I
kid
like?
murder.
Well, just,
well,
I like that this show is the one that encourages
Yeah,
kid
Pet Cemetery
murder.
was awesome. It was dope, but like, man, Alien was also just amazing, man.
So
Well, both of them like blew me away when I first saw them too.
we're going on scare factor alone. I will say that Alien was
yeah,
fucking
it was
scary.
more scary. Yeah,
That's
It
what
was
you're
totally like. You didn't even get to see the alien till later on. And on top of that, first you saw the face hugger. Like you had to go through that whole like experience, and then it becomes what it becomes. It's the first time you see this idea, so it's like and then you think the guy's okay, and then it just bursts out of his chest. Like that's crazy. There's this whole like transformation that keeps happening.
I do like a good horror movie where you don't see the bad guy. Like it
Yeah.
lives in a shadow.
I mean,
I love suspense.
The classic one where fucking this guy, what's his name? Tom Skerritt or whatever. He's down there like, searching in the tunnels, and then the alien's right above him when he has the blowtorch.
Right.
And he just reaches out with his hands out. Like that's a classic like horror scary shit. Like just going like
Yeah, it's just
out with the fingernails and everything, and just like
in the
I got
tagline
you.
in space, no one can hear you scream.
Exactly.
That trailer
Oh,
was
that was
like
such a
legendary,
great-
and that it was.
that's what I
it
love
was,
about old trailers and shit like that. They
Yeah.
had the great lines,
and it had the sound that
selling the movie.
boom, boom, and like it was just ominous.
Yeah, that was a
that's,
great
that's
trailer.
fucking right.
Like if you watch that trailer, it's so awesome. It's just like an emergency going on in some fucking spaceship
yeah,
thing.
that sci-fi
you
horror.
won't know until you see the movie.
Man, I'm so bummed that nobody else mentioned Event Horizon. I love
Yeah, that
Event
was
Horizon
cool.
is one
That was
that's
a cool
still
flick.
like I'll have to take a time out
But
from
yo,
as an adult.
Alien is the original of like those ideas, man.
Yeah, space horror.
Yeah, and it
And
was
it all
on some other
culminated
shit.
with Leprechaun in space. That's
Yeah.
that's
No, I
the,
liked a lot of the
ultimate in
Leprechauns. They were
space
funny.
horror.
Dude, Leprechaun movies were hilarious, man. They were fucking funny.
They were the thing about the Leprechaun movies is that honestly they grossed
Still
me out.
watch it and, and laugh.
Yeah.
It's so dumb but funny.
What was your go-to scary movie?
Well, I was a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of kid, Friday
Yes.
the 13th kid. I did all the
May
classic
show up
butters.
later in the countdown.
And then I loved all like vampire stuff, all the Dracula stuff, all the Frankenstein stuff, like any Wolfman werewolf shit. I was into all that stuff, like and then like of course like the one that takes the cake for me. Not that it's scary, but it was so much fun and it's such a great idea. Like the Monster Squad kids,
Oh, yeah,
that was like
Monster
the Goonies
Squad.
with like that was so much fun. Like just to see that was so much fun, and I really loved like when just like the idea of like taking a date or whatever, and just to go see a scary movie, and that stuff is still fun. I love that idea. Like, and that's the only time I could go to the movie theaters.
And we learned
Every other movie I knock out because
Yeah.
it's so nice, it's dark, it's nice and cold. But when it's freaking like a horror movie,
That's why
I'm
we go to
paying
the movies. It's
attention,
nice and
dude.
dark and cold.
Yeah, because all of those elements. But I'm paying attention now. I'll tell you this much: I thought The Nun was off the hook. The Nun was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
The
Is
Nun
it-
was
the-
awesome.
That's the thing is
That was a
everybody talks
pretty
about
scary
older horror
movie.
movies.
Had a couple of pop-ups. It got me. It was great.
Yeah. A lot of these are classics. There's a couple
Yeah.
new ones in there, but a lot of them are classics.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do before we give you the next round. There's a ton of these movies that I have never seen.
All right.
And I don't know, like it could be anything.
Yeah.
And there's one called. Has anyone seen Has anyone seen Southbound?
No,
Southbound
missed
is
it.
a horror movie. Well, I don't know.
Missed that train.
Well, based on just what we're gonna make it up, pick a number between 1 and 12.
12.
Southbound is now a superhero genre movie.
I just picked Southbound?
Yeah.
And that was 12?
No. Southbound is.
Oh, you're just explaining Southbound, but
What,
that's
which-
not number 12.
No, number 12 is I'm telling you to choose between film genres because guess what? We're rewriting Southbound as a superhero movie now.
Okay. Oh, shit.
And so now it's a new film genre. This
Okay.
is an experiment. And we will see if this works.
All right.
Southbound. Should it take place in the South? Or should it be like a superhero stuck
All I can think of is like Subway or some shit, you know, like
on a
train
subway?
related tunnels. Southbound, you know?
Oh, you are New York as fuck.
Like,
I was thinking about the
that's
South.
all I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Southbound. That's the first thing I thought was like traveling, you know,
Yeah.
on train. No, there's a, there's a disease or something on the train, and we have to like bolt this place up or whatever. Can't let nobody out. That's all I can think of. Like the movie, I forgot the Cassandra train or whatever. Cassandra syndrome. It's a '70s flick with like
The Cassandra strain, or
Yeah,
whatever?
some shit like that,
Andromeda
like-
strain. Andromeda strain.
no,
there's
not
a
that one, but it was called like the Cassandra
Give me a
syndrome
Greek
or some
name
shit.
and a thing. Yeah.
That's all I can think of with the name Southbound.
Southbound. What's
or like a bunch of freaking like tough guys from like London or
No,
whatever.
it's a
like,
superhero
from
movie.
UK.
the genre is superhero movie? How do we make it
Southbound
superheroes?
hooligans. Huh?
It's a superhero movie. What are we talking about? That's the whole point. Is that you've been assigned a superhero genre. How do we make Southbound a superhero movie?
Oh fuck, dude. Without the horror or with the horror?
No horror. We don't know what the fucking movie is.
I looked it up.
I don't know, dude. You got me with this whack shit. Sorry. I'm gonna say
Whack
like,
shit?
"Yeah, you got me with this whack shit, man. What you doing to me? No, I'm sorry.
All right, so
Sorry.
we're on a train. We're going south. What superhero do you want on this train?
All right, what superhero? Shit, fuck, man. Come on.
The
I'm
first
trying-
one you're thinking of.
What about that guy? From the Mojo world.
Why you gotta go deep cut? Just say
no, not Lone Star.
Lone Star?
Nah, fuck. No, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. Morbius. The
vampire.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Morbius is cool
I'm fully convinced that
because he kills like criminals and shit.
Yeah, so
like,
you're
he's
saying
like
that-
kind of a good guy, but he still kills.
Okay, so this takes place back in the like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
There's all of these robberies going on the subway.
Yeah.
And then someone's
That's when
tearing
Morbius
them
shows
up.
up. Yeah.
Morbius shows up and
And
starts
he's always
murdering.
saving a lady or
You can't get out of the horror thing, though.
Nah, man, he's got to like save like innocent people, good people, and he comes
So-
through and he's right on time and he fucking just like
And then all the bad guys know, don't get on the
yeah,
Southbound.
be careful. There's like
Yeah.
some blood sucking monster out there.
Yeah.
But for good.
But for
Yeah,
good.
but for good,
He
which is
sucks
not
evil
bad,
blood.
right?
Yeah.
Because you would thank that person like if he was almost about to be killed by some fucking weirdo.
Who are we casting? Dream casting, dead or alive. Who are we casting as Morbius?
Oh shit!
We're Hollywood. We're writing Hollywood right,
all right,
now.
we're writing
is,
Hollywood.
We're creating it.
Yo, all I
Don't
can think of
overthink
is Chris Pratt. And fuck him, bring him in.
You want a goofy? You want
No,
a goofy dark?
no, man, no. Benjamin Pratt. Whatever, Benjamin Pratt or whatever.
Benjamin Bratt?
Pratt, Benjamin, the
Yeah,
other
same
guy.
guy.
The other guy. The guy was in Coco. The other dude.
The guy from Coco.
Yeah,
Is now
totally,
a
man. Fuck
vampire.
that. No, fuck this guy. No.
Jesus, Elvis.
Fuck this guy. No,
In this movie-
Philip, Diamond,
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips. Yeah, Lou
Fuck that
Diamond
guy.
Phillips.
Lou Diamonds.
Lou Diamond Phillips. That would be my man right there, kid. La Bamba. La Bamba would be the dude.
Fair enough. All
Hell
right,
yeah.
round 2. Are you ready?
Oh, shit, around
You got to knock out either The Descent, which came up a lot,
Cool. I
or
like that movie.
28 Days Later. 28
Damn,
Days
man.
Later.
Damn, they were both scary. 28 Days Later had an amazing soundtrack, which you should play also. It was
Okay.
such a great build
I
up.
will look it up.
So fucking dope. I saw the movie twice in the theaters, or even 3 times, because I enjoyed it so much.
That was the first zombie movie where I was like, oh, they move fast. These
And
are
the
fast
sequel
zombies.
too was amazing. Oh, it was so much fun. Had a kick-ass time watching that. Descent was also dope. You know, it's that confined space that's also scary.
That one,
you know,
that one also. I saw it at home, like alone at night, really dark, like a dumbass.
Dude.
And then it was like
you
felt
gotta
super.
watch shit like that in your undies, dude. To be butt naked and shit. So you gotta be like butt naked watching shit like that. Ah!
You gotta make yourself the most vulnerable
Yeah,
possible.
totally.
Yeah,
I do shit
just
like that
balls
sometimes.
out. Just be
Sometimes
like.
I just do shit like that.
Well, I'm not doing that. I was just saying. I'm saying like
scared.
I genuinely this is 100% true. I do not walk around my house naked in fear of a home invasion because I do not want to be I don't want to be unclothed when someone busts in and then I got to fight for my life in my boxer
shit.
briefs.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. It's crazy.
So like that's I was an old bit of mine where it's like if I get home invaded while I'm on the toilet. They're just gonna take everything. I'm not stopping nobody.
You got me. I'm
not
shocked.
coming out of this bathroom.
I'm like, oh fuck. Oh yeah, you're gonna be shocked. And it's
if the
gonna be
timing
crazy.
works out
you gotta
that
think
way,
so
I'm screwed.
fast.
Yeah.
That moment, you gotta grab something. You gotta whack them something.
Yeah. Also, how scary would it be going for a home invasion and then a 6'4" naked dude with shitty ass comes out at you and is like, ah! Get out of my house!
That would be so funny, dude.
So who wins, The Descent or 28 Days Later?
Damn, man, Descent was so cool too, and I like those kind of. It was a bunch of like strong women, and
it's true.
They were like they were athletes and. Whatever.
They were
like
spelunkers in a cave.
They were brave. They were super brave. So I love that movie for that. But then 28 Days Later was like one of the bringing in that idea.
Bring it on home, Elvis.
Okay. Fuck, man. Descent, man.
I
like Descent.
Wow, 28 Days Later. It's
Descent was different.
Early.
It just had monsters in it, whatever. But the confined space and the ladies, the friendship. The sequel was good too.
The friendship
and the betrayal after that, because everybody's scared, man.
I love the drama of horror where it's like the betrayal.
Yeah, and the sequel was good. It takes right after the freaking the first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the sequel.
Yeah, it was great.
Elvis, would you like to promote anything before you go?
Yeah, Halloween.
Fuck
yeah, Halloween, man.
Fuck yeah, Halloween. Yeah, it's for adults now.
And the Crypt Keeper,
Oh shit! It's a solid Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, the Creek and the Creek in the Cave. The Crypt Keeper.
The Crypt Keeper.
In the Cave.
Yeah, at the Creek in the Cave. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Elvis Duran.
Thanks, guys.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, give it for her.
Get some.
John R. Smith the Third.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come and get some.
You got the whole fucking name in there. Super spooky.
Sir.
Oh, we got more people now. This is great. Thank you all for being here.
There you go, Elvis. There's your drink.
Thank you. I forgot about that.
What's up?
Hey,
How's it
see,
going?
that track is off the hook, man. That's a great song. Oh, I went to the movies theaters 2-3 times just to hear this.
The song is just ominous tones, Elvis.
But it
What
builds
song?
up.
Oh, it's 28
That's
Days
what
Later.
makes it awesome, like the shots and the guy
All right,
running
all
away
right,
from
all
the
right.
zombies.
I appreciate
It was fun,
it.
it was
Thank you
fun.
so much. John,
Still
What's
creepy.
up? How's it
welcome
going?
to the show.
Terrified to be here.
Guys, I just trying to create a spooky environment. I debated on having music playing the whole time, like a creepy, or creepy breathing or all that stuff. But I couldn't figure it out with my
Just a
mixer.
Halloween
So
sound effects record.
Yeah,
where it's just like cats squeaking,
just like
screeching
a
in the back.
creaky door.
Yeah. Witches singing. Singing.
Yeah.
Laughing. Witches singing.
Singing witches.
Yeah, it's just the opening song from Hocus Pocus.
100%. Hocus Pocus did not make the list. I'm sorry. We cannot choose. It did not.
Yeah. Well, it wins in my heart.
Not that scary. Not that scary, but a good movie.
It is good. What is your best Halloween costume?
When I was a kid, I went as a Ghostbuster, classic
Nice.
one. I was very upset because the only jumpsuit I could get said it was Bill Murray's character, but I wanted it to be Egon.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to be Egon so
really?
badly. Yeah. Because I liked real Ghostbusters, and he had the fun hair.
Oh, the cartoon. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't think people are aware of the Ghostbusters animated feud of the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
The actual one, the non-real Ghostbusters featured a gorilla who was like,
Yeah.
helped
Yeah, a
solve
sentient-
mysteries.
That's why they
Gorilla.
called the show The Real Ghostbusters
Yeah.
because it was like a little knockoff
lawsuit
thing going on.
And also the reason
But there was
they
an
gave,
old show called The Ghostbusters that was based on that. Like
Yeah.
the gorilla character, whatever.
Yeah. Then there was also like the
came almost
reason
at the same
in
time.
the Real Ghostbusters they like changed like their like they changed all their hair so they wouldn't all just be four dudes with
white
brown
guys,
hair.
yeah.
That's
So
funny.
they made Ray a redhead.
Yeah, they did. They had
Yeah.
to. It's a cartoon. They got to
I
differentiate.
also like the cartoon was all on like Amazon Prime or something a while back, and I love the idea of it being 100% canon because it also posits that they all sleep together in 4 beds in the
Right,
firehouse.
yeah, like firefighters.
Yeah.
They all just
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Like it's just that kid logic of it.
Yeah,
And I'm just like,
man.
oh man, I really wish that like that Bill Murray had like approved all of this. 100% canon.
Yeah, because I mean, in real life, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and them, Harold Ramis, they all shared a room. They all
They
lived
shared a
together.
bed like the grandparents and Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Are you ready, John,
Yeah, sure.
for the
Go
first
for it.
round
All right.
of brackets?
I'm nervous. There's a lot of old classic horror movies I was not allowed to watch as a kid, and I never like watched them as an adult.
Okay.
So I'm nervous. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I was a scared kid all the time as a kid.
Would you get nightmares? Would you get nightmares, John? Like, if it would it damage you? Would you
Damn,
see it when
I've
you
had
close your
some.
eyes?
Yeah. So the idea of aliens, like as a concept, ET scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't understand it, but some people are deathly afraid of ET.
I still don't like looking
All
at
I know,
him.
I was bawling. I was bawling. I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
scared of ET. I was crying. I was fucking
I
crying like
I
crazy.
would full on cried at ET. I get emotional when he's sick
was
and he reaches out for him and he's like, no. Yeah.
I kind of like crying watching movies that make me cry. I feel
But
good
fix the
about
mic.
myself.
And like at some point, like I wish that like I had been exposed to a lot more horror movies when I was a kid because like now I don't get spooked by them at all. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that was cool, that was
Right.
fun, and I kind of wish I could have that fear again.
I want to pick some movies that you know. All right, so we'll do this. We'll do this one. Do you have? Hold on, because Well, you know what? Hold on. I'll do this. Do you get the Blair Witch Project
Okay,
versus The Thing?
fuck.
Oh.
I mean, this one's easy, but I will talk about the Blair Witch Project for
Nice.
a bit.
Go for it.
Give it its due. It's not showing up later in the show.
Because saying I don't get freaked out by movies that much. When I did finally see the Blair Witch, it was way past the initial like hype of it, where everybody thought it was real.
Right.
Because like I don't know if you remember, but they put out like an MTV had like a documentary about it, like
Yeah.
treating it like it was 100% real.
Yeah,
That came
saw
out at the
that.
same time as the movie.
I'll tell you what. I worked at Blockbuster Video at the time when they
Yeah.
were releasing when Blair Witch came out, and we had those videos.
Yeah.
and in one of them it showed like the documentary, and then it showed it behind the scenes, so you knew that it was fake.
Yeah.
So I got the privilege or whatever. I don't know. I was able to go see the movie in the theater with people who thought it was real.
Yeah.
And I knew it was fake, but you saw people walking out of there like fucked up, like just, like they were like
Dude, they sold
Oh, yeah.
it, man. They sold it.
I
like-
was actually just I was learning. I learned about this last week. Because it's often thought of like the original found footage movie,
Right.
But it's not. Cannibal Holocaust was technically
Oh,
pseudo,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that had the same effect to the point of the director had to go on trial because people thought he legitimately killed the actors.
what?
And then
Dude,
he
but
how
this-
is that not
yo,
on the
it
list?
looked like he
How did
also
that-
killed the animals.
he did really actually kill an animal on
Yeah,
screen.
they
Yeah,
did
yeah.
kill
You
the
have
animals.
to watch. You can get like a special
That's
cut that takes out the
so,
animal
like-
cruelty in it.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah.
it's annoying when I first saw it and seen the animals being killed. I was like, man,
Yeah,
I don't give
yeah.
a
So-
fuck.
so,
This
but,
sucks.
But either
I was
way,
like,
so
this
like
sucks.
it's funny that like
I like when they're
enough
not being
time went
killed.
past, and then everybody
being
forgot
killed.
about like what a found footage movie was basically.
Yeah.
And everyone believed it again because also like War of the Worlds, same effect. People thought that was real.
That honestly, like, there's certain alien invasion movies that freak me out
scare.
more than like. I'll tell you what, I freaked out. Signs was super scary to me.
Signs scared the fuck out of me.
Just because of the way in the theater when they had the surround sound and then the lights go out and you have just a flashlight sitting on the ground and you hear shit running around you. There was a moment in the theater where I was like, nobody fucking touched me. Like if someone would have touched me, I would have been like, fuck off.
Yeah. It's like that Stitch ride at Disney World.
yeah.
Also used to be an
I
alien
also got
encounter.
to go on that ride when it was
Encounter's scary as fuck.
when it was Alien Encounter, when it was the real. It was a straight up like blood and guts. Like you would
Flex your
get.
fucking neck, man.
Yeah, it was not Stitch.
Oh wait, but back to my fucking point about the Blair Witch Project. I saw that movie years and years later. I was like in high school or college. I think it was college. I finally decided to watch that movie, and it was just on TV or something. And where I grew up quarter of a mile up a dirt road in the woods, no neighbors around.
Oh, no.
I was home alone if you looked out my windows, it was just woods all around.
Yes.
I lived in Blair Witch country. Also, my parents' basement isn't it's not a finished basement. It's a cellar. It looks like the basement at the end of the Blair Witch.
Man.
And like it's like my grandfather dug it himself, so it's only as tall as he
Creepy.
was. So like I have to like crap, like it's really scary.
Is this where you reveal that your mother is in fact a Blair Witch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Always makes me stand in the corner. Never. It's very camera shy.
Yeah.
But
you got on timeout a lot.
But yeah, no, I was home alone. Like my parents were on vacation, so I was just watching it on my own, and no one was going to come home. And then afterwards, I called my friend because he was at work, and I was just like, "Can you come over and hang out after work? Because like I made a mistake." And he's just like, "What'd you do?" And I told him that I watched. He was like, "You're bad.
Yeah.
What did you do that to yourself?" Because it like slowly got dark as I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, now I can't look at windows."
Were you in fact in your underwear as Elvis recommends?
Probably because being in my underwear, like Home Alone, is like one of my absolute favorite things.
It's pretty solid. It's pretty
Guys,
solid.
I will
Tyranny of
say,
pants.
I will say that whole thing started when I first started playing the game Doom. That's
Yeah?
how I was playing the game.
You would just sit in your
I
underwear?
just said, "Fuck that! I'm going butt naked on this." And I
like
just
how-
got opening up doors, and then demons were coming out. I'm trying to blast them, and it was the scare factor.
Hey, that was
bro.
I
fucking
like
scary,
how
too.
you
I
told
went for
us
it. I was just
that,
fucked.
like it was supposed to
I don't do that
unlock the
exactly
reasoning.
now, but
Elvis.
sorry.
I like how you told us that like it was somehow supposed to like reveal the truth. Like we were like, "Oh yeah, of course, Doom. You definitely can't wear pants for that."
What?
Yeah, don't wear pants when you play Doom.
There's a whole thing about games that we didn't talk about. There's a lot of games that scare the shit out of me too.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys? Someone very eagerly wants me
Doom
not to bring that up.
was
Okay.
one of them.
Okay, so we're gonna make a movie because I have
Oh
not
yeah,
seen
the thing. By the way, the thing.
The Thing wins.
Yes.
Everybody, The Thing.
Very good movie.
Beats the Blair Witch
Very
Project.
good movie.
So you're going to have to. Damn, man, there's so
I like
many
the
movies.
sequel too.
Have you seen? Let me find a good one.
Sequel.
The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
No.
Pick a number between 1 and 12.
Who the fuck put that one? That sounds like the most like basic.
We'll talk to Toby later. It's her fault.
Oh, okay.
No, she didn't put it, but it's her fault that it's there. What is? Give me a number between 1 and 12.
1 and 12. 5.
5 is a historical drama.
Okay.
What period is this autopsy set in?
I'm gonna say like 40s or 50s.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So like post World War II in the
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah.
Man,
United
somebody's
States,
eating nachos and it smells so fucking good right now. You're killing me, Smalls. All right.
Yeah.
What
At a
is?
Mexican restaurant?
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
shocked.
it's killing me. I haven't eaten sugar or carbs in a week, and I am ready to murder all of you.
Okay, cool. So I should really test your patience.
Yeah. No. So what do we got? So there's a autopsy of whatever the fuck I said.
Yeah. I would say like mysterious death, obviously.
Obviously.
And it follows like one autopsyman. I don't know.
Autopsyman?
or autopsy woman.
Yeah. An autopsologist. Autopsy person.
Correct.
Back in the days, like this is in the 50s, like doctors didn't know that much. They didn't really have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
They were just cutting buds up and like, yep, all her organs are there.
But as they try to figure out what's happening. Stuff like supernatural shit starts happening too. Who knows? There's a devil involved.
You know, I should have. We're replacing the horror genre with historical drama completely,
okay,
so we don't
okay.
have to tie it into horror at all.
Yeah, that's what.
What
Okay.
historical event
That's
is
what
this
I was
tied around?
confused.
Okay, well then they discovered how hearts work or something in the 50s.
The first heart transplant. Oh, the first heart transplant
Nice.
of a woman that gave her heart.
There we go.
And it was
Nice.
done in the 50s by a
Nice.
black man originally. That's true. That's 100%
cool.
true.
Yeah,
Facts, baby.
Most deaf. Most deaf.
People.
Yeah.
Most
Black
deaf
doctor-
was that guy.
Black
Peanut butter and heart
autopsy man.
transplants. Some other things that they've given us.
All right. So I would look. I'm not saying we're not. They can't all be winners, but I think we got us the good foundation here for a solid historical drama about the first heart transplant.
yeah, absolutely.
John Hamm is the villain. He's
Hate science.
he's the crotchety white doctor that doesn't think black doctors can do stuff. And then
John Hamm's banished to nothing but period pieces forever.
Are you ready for round 2?
Sure.
You have to choose between. You can abstain from the next one if you don't know what these are.
I'm going to go for it.
You're gonna go for it. All right, here we go.
Baby, you got it.
If you've never seen him, the original Evil Dead
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
versus the original Hellraiser.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a good combo.
I've seen both of these. To my like, can I ask for a spoiler?
A spoiler?
Yes.
What do you mean? Of course.
Any of the
We
other
can.
Evil Dead movies come up in this list? Some like, is Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness in here?
We shall see, John Smith.
We shall
see.
Because like the thing is,
I will.
Evil Dead probably not the best Evil Dead.
You're suffering.
Do you want Evil Dead to go up against potentially another Evil Dead?
I also don't think Hellraiser's getting very far in this either.
Which one do you think has more leg to stand
It's definitely not going against. It's definitely not going up against Alien and winning.
Which one scared you the most?
Well, I mean, Evil Dead's not necessarily scary.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, but it's not scary. Like Hellraiser is scary. Like is ideally scary. You know, what are they? Cinnabuns? Cinnabites? Cinnabites.
Yeah.
What?
Cinnabites, I think.
Cinnabites.
Right.
That's Xeno.
You called us.
Cenobites.
We came.
No, that's the demons.
Yeah, that come from
the
that-
S&M fuck demons.
When you open up the
The S&M
box.
fuck demons. We
Yeah,
know,
open
yeah,
up
we
the
got
box.
it.
Yeah, Cenobites.
They're never not going to be S&M
Your
fuck demons to me.
suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
So which one are you picking? The stakes could not be lower. I mean, it's
I know.
not that.
I know.
Decisions.
No, but
Stop revealing true relationship things.
I do hate decisions, but also I feel like these, like you were like, these are going to be hard. This one isn't. Like they're both like,
It's hard in their mediocrity.
yeah, exactly. Like if it was Evil
These were
Dead 2,
mentioned-
I would say yes.
Not making it.
I'll tell you this: Evil Dead got 8 total mentions. They were tied for 5th place.
Yeah.
And Hellraiser got only 7.
You know, I'm just gonna say Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
gonna say Evil Dead.
So resolution.
Evil Dead 2 is better than Evil Dead.
I'm sorry.
We will see, Elvis Duran. We will see. Army of
Yeah,
Darkness
yeah.
did not make the list, unfortunately. I
Evil
apologize.
Dead 2? Did
God,
Evil Dead 2?
It's my
called
fault,
us.
guys. Spoiler
kind.
alert. That's like fast forwarding through the movie to get to the end to figure out who the killer was. You're skipping ahead.
But I want to see the future where someone has to decide between Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, and that's like the final match.
All shall be revealed, ladies and Elvis. John, would you like to promote anything before you go?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
Fox the Devil himself.
called
Give it up
us.
for John
We came.
Smith.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
Alex, you're forgetting your fucking drink again.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna follow you around the night.
Coming up next. Where's this paper? I'm going to read what he wrote. Give it up for All Axe Murdery. Alex Murray, everybody. Yeah.
That's
Murder, eh?
Alex Murder.
I murder, eh?
It's a very good name.
That's
Thanks.
a pretty good one. I
My
had
Twitter handle may change.
Spike Murderall.
Yeah.
Murkamall
It's
or
pretty
something.
good.
That's not as good as it could be, but who the hell? Mercadal is. I could bust some shit out in Spanish. Here we go.
October is definitely the month of me being like, who is this on Twitter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Before you
My-
get mad, you're like, who the fuck am I following? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Fuck, I keep calling everybody Elvis.
That's okay. I'm here. Tell some jokes, you know.
It's because we're
Super racist.
it's easy to make
Accurate.
that confuse because we're all dressed as Elvis for Halloween.
Yes.
Look,
we would all look so motherfucking good.
Yeah.
if I could fit into Elvis's clothes, I would have stolen them already.
I can't afford that shit,
Elvis
man.
has got some dope threads.
You know you could buy it in your size, Mike.
Let's go out and get fucking jean jackets and paisley scarves right now, dude.
You
Look
have
as
not
good as
seen
Elvis.
my bank
Hell
account.
yeah.
My bank account does not prohibit new purchases.
Paisley scarves on me, my dude.
Absolutely, we do.
We do.
We coordinated.
We look like lazy nerds.
Yeah. Alex, what was your best Halloween costume?
Sophomore year of college, I dressed up as He-Man.
Nice.
Believe it or not, I was not quite as ripped as I should have been at the time.
Oh, you didn't do the bodysuit thing that they have. Have you seen
No,
those
man,
muscle suits?
that's for cowards. If you want to show off your power, you show off your power, man. And I did it because I had a really horrible because of a musical that I needed to be in. I had a horrible like blonde page boy haircut.
Yes, berries and cream.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And it was real bad. And so imagine like Chris Farley with that haircut.
Yes.
And what I did was I decided to dress up as He-Man because I found a Dodge Ram hubcap in out front of the fraternity house.
Like you
Classic He-Man prop.
Yeah, dude, classic. And I took 2 belts and put them across my chest and then hung that hubcap from it. And then I made myself a large sword and I was shirtless and I was like, I'm the master of the motherfucking universe.
Yes.
Here we go.
Find me
It was good.
Skeletor.
Yeah,
Do you
dude.
still have that
I
wig?
saved Eternia like a bunch of times.
Wait, was it a wig or legit your haircut?
No, it was my hair, man.
Wow.
What? I assumed it was a wig.
No.
God damn.
No, it was my actual, real, and very real hair.
Let your
Beautiful.
commitment to your craft never be doubted.
Yeah, man. I looked ridiculous, and it was awesome. And I don't know. I had a lot of fun and lit shit on fire, and it was great.
The fire part we will skip over.
A lot of your stories end with
yeah,
that.
your stories always have fucking fire in them.
Yeah, man. Fire's cool.
We're gonna find out years later.
you're gonna have
You
to
guys
choose.
know how many
arsonist.
things you can burn? Like a lot.
Let's find out today. All right, are you ready?
Yes, I am prepared.
Give me your best evil laugh. That's pretty good.
That's
That's
a good
pretty
one.
solid.
That's good.
You have to choose.
And then everything's on fire.
Unfortunately, some more people showed up, so you have to choose. You only have one round.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You don't
So
have-
much pressure now.
Yep. This is what you get. You get Halloween, the original,
Awesome.
versus Evil Dead 2.
Awesome.
All was revealed, Alex.
All right, here's the deal. Okay. Never seen Halloween. Never seen any of them. Never seen none of them. But like, I don't live under a rock, so I know the deal.
Yes.
And I know that like I get okay. So help me out though. Michael Myers is scary because he's your brother and he wants to kill you and he's quiet.
He.
Brother, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Michael Myers. I'll be honest with you. It was.
He's not a brother.
If you watch it now, the first one has good moments, but it's still very
Sure.
much a 70s.
But like here's the deal. He's quiet, right? And he's just there. And like you know he's there and then it's terrible. He's scary because you know he's going to kill you but you don't know where he is.
Like all of
Right?
Michael Myers, all of Michael Myers' kills could have been thwarted by if you would have put a jingle bell on him, and then you would have like known where he was the whole time.
Somebody put a bell on that psychopath.
Yeah.
There is like there's also like an element of his like unstoppableness to it. Like
He's like unkillable. The people fuck him up, and he keeps coming.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
and that's
sorta,
a
yeah.
Jason thing.
He's
right?
one of the first that did like. I'm a huge fan of the horror movie trope of where they think the guy's dead, and then
Yeah.
he does the thing where he just goes, and he does
yeah.
that last ditch thing, and then they empty a clip into him or whatever.
It's that scene at the end
Like
of
Terminator.
the first Halloween where like in the background you just see him get up.
Yeah.
Like that part's fucking like
I got
so
scared
scary.
right now. You just said those words, and I
Yeah.
got fucking scared.
Yeah,
He
Like,
just sits up.
because it's
in
just
the background,
it's,
you see the dead guy just sit up. Fuck off.
it's just silent that when it happens.
I'll
It's
tell you
no
really
what,
sound
cool.
effect or nothing.
Yeah.
God damn.
In the WWF, that was like the Undertaker would do that. You'd think he was knocked out, then all of a sudden he would just shoot up, and everyone was like, "Oh!"
Well, listen, it's the same if you're rooting for Michael Myers, you know? People definitely, they're like, get him, Michael.
There was
fuck Jamie Lee up.
There are people who watch horror movies like that they're like, "Yeah, get him." They want
Yeah.
to see a good kill.
There's
Absolutely.
this awesome.
The people that play the fucking video games. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this awesome thing that was going around the internet, or like Twitter, like last week or so when the new Halloween was coming out.
Yeah.
Somebody recorded audio of the audience reacting to Halloween in the 70s.
Nice.
And then like synced it up with the movie and then put it up online. And it's really cool because you just
So it's
hear
like-
the audience freaking
Just
the fuck out.
fucking
I
losing
love
their
that.
mind.
It's like those old videos
Oh,
of
that's
paranormal
the-
and
I was about
paranormal
to say,
activity.
the YouTube fucking promotions of Paranormal Activity. People
Yeah.
just losing their shit in
So,
the fucking
I'll
like,
tell you what,
night vision camera.
that first Paranormal Activity scared the shit out of
If
me.
we're going for just scary Paranormal Activity, I can't watch shit like that.
Well,
like,
I watched it
the
in
Blair
the
Witch,
theater.
I couldn't do.
So it was one of those movies. I saw it in the theater, and everybody was reacting to it, and it was fucking creepy. Like when you see
Yeah.
the girl standing there by the bed, and it does the fast forward shit.
Yeah.
And then the time has passed. She's just standing there creepily. Everyone in the audience, you could feel like tense up.
Did
and
you
it was,
see it? I saw it with the second garbage ending when the fucking demon comes right at you.
No.
The Steven Spielberg recommended ending.
Yeah, I did not. So I saw it like that, and everyone, I loved it. I was like, "Oh, this movie's fucking great. Everybody should go see it." Then later on, we watched it like in the house without an audience, and everyone was dicking around. And I was like, "Oh, you need the audience for this movie to work."
Yeah, but all you need for an audience is two people that are really into it. All you need for an audience is one person that's really into
that-
it. If you turn your fucking lights off and do the like John watched the Blair Witch,
Yeah.
if you get into it, you can scare the fuck out of yourself.
Full on balls out, and you.
Yeah, dude, naked as fuck. Lights are turned off. Open all the windows so anybody can home invade you at any moment.
At any time.
Fucking and then just go put a fucking burner on your stove on just to add an extra element of danger.
Yeah.
Who knows? And then sit down and watch any of these movies. You're gonna be scared because you might fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the batteries out of the carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah, fuck it.
yeah,
You
sure.
need that warning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put
just
some cotton in your ears.
But like also
sprinkle
like
knives in the hallway.
Yeah, but 100% that movie, that movie is either watch it in a crowd full of people all watching it for the first time because it's kind of like a roller coaster, or watch it alone.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
way to watch
Sure.
those movies.
But Halloween that does sound dope to
What's
put the
the other
audience.
movie I'm deciding about? Evil fucking Dead
Evil Dead 2.
2?
Yeah.
Man, I haven't seen it in forever, and I get the first two mixed up. And I fucking honestly, I watch Army of Darkness.
Getting
but
the
like,
first two mixed up is correct.
Yeah,
The first,
I know.
the second one is the
but
funnier one.
Ash is the best, and Ash wins. And is Evil Dead 2 good, bad? I'm the guy with a gun. Is that where we get that? In Evil Dead 2 or 1?
The quippy lines start in 2.
While I like it, I've only
Good,
seen Evil
bad,
Dead 2.
I'm the guy with the gun is the fucking best, one of the best lines ever. And I'm pretty sure Evil Dead 2, let's assume Toby's on it.
Toby's on it.
If that was said in Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 2 is going to win. If not, Evil
this
Dead
is-
2 is still going to win because eventually we get a guy with a fucking chainsaw in his hand. And that is for me, if I'm in a horror movie, what your boy wants is a fucking chainsaw in my hand, man.
And I'll
a
tell you-
chainsaw in my hands at least.
And I'll tell you what, that fucking TV show, the series, is fucking great. The Ash versus the Evil
Great.
Dead was
Dude,
fucking
Bruce
awesome.
Campbell's the man.
I saw, yeah.
You worked with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I worked
Name
with him
drop
on,
that
on
shit.
Burn Notice.
I
Yeah.
always say the remake of Evil Dead was really good. It's very different, but very
Yes,
good.
the remake where it was the girl that ends up with the whole chainsaw thing. Spoiler alert, I guess.
yeah,
So woke.
Yeah, so woke. Do you want?
Yeah, of course it's from Army of Darkness.
Bruce Campbell wins. Let's not
Bruce Campbell
belabor the
fucking wins because that's the fucking line that I want.
All right. Pick a number between 1 and 108.
Oh, 104.
104 is They Live.
Nice.
They
Roddy Piper,
live.
fucking aliens on the news. Hells yeah. Let's
live
make it
is
what are we going to make
underrated.
it into?
Pick a number between 1 and 12.
Hells yeah, 3.
You're gonna make it a comedy.
Of course.
They live.
Rowdy Roddy Piper. It just like all you got to do is put a different filter on the motherfucker. You light it different, and it's a comedy.
It already is pretty close to a comedy, but the
Yeah.
concept being that there's hidden aliens already have invaded this planet. How is it funny?
Hell yeah, hidden aliens have invaded the planet, and the only person who can see them is a professional wrestler. But he's down and out, and he's coming up, and he's down on his luck, and he ends up. It turns out he figures out how to make everybody see them, and then he uses that in his ultimate match as like the thing that flips it. Nobody thinks he's gonna win, and he sets himself up as the guy who can kill aliens. And at the very end, he's like, "What's up?" And there are aliens fucking everywhere, but they're real. And they start murdering everybody, but then he saves the day.
What happened?
You keep that really long fight scene with Keith David, but you just put yakety sax under it.
Yes. And there's just like that fight scene in itself is insane that they were like, just let him run with it. Did anyone want to edit this? Nah, we'll just kind of let it roll. I love They Live is one of the best. That's where he actually accused of stealing a bunch of lines from like the vibe of his character from Army of Darkness from Bruce Campbell, where he was like,
that tracks.
Yeah, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
Yeah.
And I'm all out of bubble gum.
I'm all out of ass.
Yeah.
Being 13 and seeing They Live for the first time is like the perfect age to be like, fuck, man, the world, it's all corrupt.
Yeah. It was for sure like I watched it like high in my mid-20s and was like, oh, I get it. Yeah, this
I wasn't high,
This
I
is a
just
thing
sucked.
they were doing.
This consumerism is really breaking down society.
Yeah, they were
man.
doing a thing, man.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
talking about it back then.
I love
man.
how it was just sunglasses. Like
Yeah.
it was literally just like you put on
That's
the
the answer.
glasses. All right.
Once you got them all on.
Alex, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Sure, man. R. Alex Murray on Twitter. Watch Millennium streaming on Amazon Prime. Mr. Cool Guy Podcast. Yeah, do it all.
Mr. Cool Guy Podcast is fucking great and everyone should listen to it. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Murray.
I think I can make this wrestling movie work. Nah, I'm sticking with it.
You're still working on it? Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you a ghoulish girl. Tobu Huh?
Hello.
Yeah, it's a...
Yay.
Toby,
Hi.
you dressed for Halloween.
that is
I know.
funny.
It's different. Yeah, I was just sharing my I just got noticed that they've started making what I ordered as Davos's Halloween costume.
Oh shit! What is
Wait.
Davos's Halloween costume?
It's the little Apollo sweater from The Shining, because he was gonna be the little boy from The Shining, and I was gonna be Shelley Duvall.
oh yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be both of the little girls. Both the twins.
the little girls.
The twins.
That'd be weird. I
Build
could
a
make
giant
like a fake twin
paper
hanging off
mache
me.
one.
You could.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could do that together.
We could
That would be
scare
dope.
the shit out of people
Yeah.
for sure.
What?
Come play with us, Davos.
Toby, give me your best. Give me your best evil laugh.
Not as good
Yes.
as your actual laugh from a moment ago.
What was your best Halloween costume?
It was definitely when I was Unity from Rick and Morty. Have you seen the pictures of this shit?
Oh, you had the thing. The
Oh no.
antennas and all that stuff?
I'm gonna link this for sure. Oh yeah. I'm gonna link this definitely. I
I'll
spent
tell
a
you what,
really long time
Unity is the
doing.
huge planet, right? It's the planet
Unity
Hive
is,
Mind.
she's like the
She's the hive mind,
Yeah.
yeah. But I did the main one that Christina Hendricks voices. You know,
Sure.
Yeah,
The
that
hot
shit. I'll be
one.
honest with you. That episode, like Rick and Morty, like I can't watch BoJack Horseman and all that stuff. I start getting too introspective. I start feeling too many feelings.
Oh my
BoJack
god,
Horseman,
the
Horseman
end
make
of
you
that,
hate yourself.
Yeah.
for
the
sure.
end of that episode of Rick and Morty is one of the most depressing.
It
things
was soul
ever.
crushing.
I can be depressed for a minute and then fucking go on an adventure again. That's fine. BoJack's depressed the whole motherfucking
Yeah,
time.
well, I don't bother watching that one
Yeah, I
because
do
it
not get into
depresses the
BoJack.
shit out of me. Yeah, see, look at my Unity
Oh
costume.
yeah, that's fantastic. Terrific.
I painted myself blue. I got
You blew
extremely.
yourself?
I blew myself. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
like
Podcast
extremely into
listeners,
it.
I'm going to call it more of a seafoam
Oh,
color.
the color. Yeah. It's like teal or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll link this because this is an impressive costume.
That
right?
is pretty
I
good.
could wear
Good.
that to a con
It's
and
pretty
look
good.
good.
Full
yeah.
body makeup.
Yes, it's full body makeup for sure.
on par
Like-
with Brendan's taco for show.
Oh, yeah.
I
Taco for show.
haven't seen Brendan's taco.
All
I
right.
didn't know.
Toby,
one.
now you are responsible for the wide variety
Yes,
of
I
things.
am.
You posted this up in the last podcast
Yeah.
on the Left Fan group that you're in on Facebook, and it was a hot take, like too many things.
Alex, did you see it?
Didn't see it in
Oh,
there, no.
Andrea posted on it
That's
for sure.
fucking funny.
But yeah, we shared it in the last podcast, official, unofficial. Which, if you're a last podcast fan, that's the group to be in. The other ones are not
Yeah.
as great.
Sure.
Jerks.
Either way, there was some horror. There was some super specific horror
Yes, we
fucks
got
in
we
there.
got
There were-
over 100 comments with 3 ones each.
Yeah, everybody
So-
gave me their top 3, and some of them were like they were giving introspective, like this one was my favorite. This type of
It was,
horror.
it was really interesting because people got very, very into it,
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll translate into listens.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
Also, it translated into a whole bunch of work for me to count all that shit. I was like,
Nobody ever said podcasting was easy, Mercadal.
But like,
Yeah.
you know,
Are you
it's
kidding me?
interesting to have that's a group of people who specifically are interested in horror.
100%.
So
And
like that's kind of interesting.
It was no that we got a wide variety of things, and holy shit, did we get like a lot of good ones. And I will say that there are some that I have not seen on the list that were really high ranked, and I guess it's because it's newer, but
There were a lot of newer ones that I hadn't. There was a lot of like It Follows.
that didn't make the list. But it's there was,
Like and stuff like that I just haven't
Sexy,
seen. No,
sexy
that's the
demon.
that's the ST demon, right?
ST
ST
Demon,
Demon.
baby.
Did I just make that up?
I'm
No.
gonna fuck my possession into you, girl.
that's
No, I
pretty
just mean
good.
the phrase.
And I also love how it just walks. Is that the point? Like it just
It
follows
walks?
you. It's like, but it's not like running or anything. It just
Nope.
slowly.
There's a timer on your ass,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh, it does.
Okay, yeah, I've been interested in seeing this one. I just
it's like a
haven't seen
slow
it.
T1000 of STDs.
This one didn't make the list, but it's one of my favorites. It definitely a creepy movie, and it really got in my head. Like I like I'm not a big fan of like gore and
Yeah,
like that sort of thing.
I'm actually not either, unless it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Zombieland. Like that.
Yeah,
I love Zombieland. Yeah.
Zombieland. I worked that movie at the Draft House, so I got to see it a whole bunch of
Oh,
times.
that movie's great.
It's really good.
And-
Bill
but-
Murray, any
Goddamn
regrets?
Bill fucking Murray.
Garfield, I guess.
My
when an
favorite.
episode cracks up at the end of they shoot, she just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they showed the bloopers and
they're all
whatever.
they're
Because-
all in the movies. They're
Oh,
all
in the
stoned as
movie, yeah.
fuck, and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're all being really somber. And she's like,
Yeah.
great.
But what it reminded me of was like I like suspense. I like
Yeah.
that kind of keep you on the edge of your seat. What the fuck is going to happen? And there's a movie called with Denzel Washington called Fallen. Has anybody seen it? And it's
No.
about.
I've heard of it.
It's got oh man, I think it's Christopher Maloney is the
Oh, really?
Is it the bad guy?
Like the
There's-
girls are like, really?
No, but
Yeah.
spoiler alert,
Yeah.
he dies super early on. He's
What
but
the hell?
but he's
I never
possessed.
want any spoilers at all.
Wait, who is the guy that looks like Christopher Maloney? You know what I'm talking about? There's Christopher
Oh.
Maloney and the other dude. Yes, it might be that guy. I might be getting
Who?
confused.
Casey Jones from the original TMNT.
Yes.
Isn't that the name of the girl? Oh, that's April O'Neil. Never mind.
Yeah. No, but whatever. The point being is that he's possessed by a demon. That he's a serial killer, and then he'll put him in the gas chamber, and the way he gets into other people is by touch. So Denzel Washington starts getting followed by.
Oh, this is the Time Is on My Side movie,
Yes.
right? Yes. I never saw it, but I remember my friends telling me that they couldn't listen to that song
Yes.
because of that movie.
fucking good. Super
Yeah,
great
no,
memory.
I literally got like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the standing up hairs on end.
He's singing that- he's
'Cause they
singing-
were
He's singing that as he goes to the
Yes.
gas chamber, and then he hears like a little kid singing it on the
Yeah.
playground. And it's like
And that's how you know that they've got.
That's my favorite type of
so
horror.
for me, I think I've mentioned this. The Cell is the scariest movie I've ever
Yes.
seen.
Cell is
hands
great.
down. Like the Jennifer Lopez. I know it sounds ridiculous, and Vincent D'Onofrio flick.
You want to know who the other
Where she
FBI
looks like
agent
Princess
is?
Who is
Amidala
it?
on the cover.
It's Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn is
Is
the
it
bad
Vince
guy. He's He's not a bad guy. He's the other FBI agent.
Really? That is
Yeah.
that sounds like a horrible cast.
I will say this: Jennifer Lopez. It was like she did a great job in that movie.
Oh, she's great, and she's so beautiful that like all the makeup and stuff like that like was really cool.
And it made and also like the way it was shot. So the guy,
there's
guy
an
who made it-
experimental procedure to go into the mind of serial killers in order to they're trying to find
good
him,
idea.
or they're trying to get a confession from him
he
or
has
something.
a victim still locked
Still
away,
alive, yeah,
and
sure.
he's in a coma because they knocked him the fuck out.
Yes. And so she goes into his mind to find where this victim still is, and in his
Double
mind.
Silence of the Lambs.
You see,
But-
in his mind, you see the most disturbing things you've definitely ever seen at
Yes.
age 13.
Inception of the Lambs is what we're talking
oh,
about.
Inception of the
Inception of
Lambs.
the Lambs.
Yes.
But he so I can't.
That is 100% right.
He hangs himself from hooks
Yes.
and jerks it onto the dead, bleached, drowned corpses of the women that he's abducted
Hot.
and stuff like that.
We are
There's
earning
a
that
horse
explicit
thing
tag
at
on this
some point.
podcast
There
right
is-
now.
It's extremely disturbing, and the director, the imagery is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it looks lush and fantastic, and that's part of why it's so fucking terrifying.
He does a lot of surreal.
It reminds me of Hannibal a lot, the TV show.
He did a movie called The
Yeah.
Fall. Has anybody seen The Fall?
Yes, The Fall.
It's the same guy. It's the same. The Fall is this about this in
It's
the
a
desert.
movie, but it is very in a similar tone to the show. Honestly, I would say.
But it's the same guy, and it is super creepy. It's like shot. It's like if like Salvador Dali shot a
Yes.
horror movie. It's
very-
like super surreal.
And then
Nice.
didn't he do? He did one of those Maleficent or one of the other. No, he did Maleficent then.
oh
Terrifying.
yeah, super.
So scary.
All right, so Toby, you're
Saw
gonna
that shit at
Make some
drive-thru.
money. He wanted to
Fucking
make some
scary.
money, like his other movies are like cult favorites, but
So, and-
he deserves to make some
Big,
cash.
big thorns, dude.
the Cell is no longer a horror movie. It is
Okay.
going to be
The
a
Stephen King book about cell phones being scary.
1 through 12. Give me a number.
Okay, 3.
We just did comedy. Give me another number.
What? 13. That's not 12.
That's not 12.
Didn't you have 108 before? Oh, that's the
That's the list
movies.
of the movies.
That's the movies. Okay, fine. 7.
7.
It's a quartet.
The Cell is now a straight science fiction film.
Okay, I mean it kind of is.
It kind of is, but change it up for me for the
Hard
podcast.
sci-fi.
Give me some content.
It's all in space.
It just happens to Jean-Luc Picard and
Wait.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just straight up the
Oh yeah,
same
it's
movie.
all in the holodeck, right? There you go. Tying it all back in.
They
Wait,
wake up.
Can I say one thing about scary
Wesley
movies?
Crusher murders everybody.
I went to see this. I hated scary movies when I was a kid. I went to see The Sixth Sense with my friends because they tricked me and told me we were seeing a different movie.
Did he tell you? Did he tell you we're gonna go see The Sixth Man? Adam Suzanne. Where are you at? Adam
Where
Suzanne.
the fuck is he? I haven't
R.I.P.
even
dude, he's
seen it
dead.
forever.
Spooky in here, man. The goblins
Hey,
got
Sixth
him.
Man has ghosts in it too.
Does it? Oh Lord. Okay. Well, so I showed up a little bit late because I was confused about where we were supposed to go. So at the end, this is a movie I don't mind spoiling because it's literally everybody knows this. At the end, when it's like Bruce Willis was dead all along, I was like, I mean, okay, sure, like I've been a film snob since I was like a baby, and I was like, they didn't really earn this, but I'll go with it. And then I saw it again. It was like, you guys, he dies in the first scene. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
That's like every once in a while.
That movie scared the shit out of me.
No, it
but-
scared me too.
but for the
Especially because
same reason, man.
I thought we were seeing Spice World. I think.
Oh yeah. But I was in a room with fucking like 8 other people that had decided we were going to be scared.
Yeah.
And we watched it
No, I
and it
saw it
scared
at
the
the
fuck out of
theater.
us.
Toby, are you ready to make a decision?
Yeah, sure. I
This-
love rash
I'm
decisions.
gonna give you this one
Okay.
because I feel like this is gonna be a good one.
All right. Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
the original versus
good.
The Exorcist.
Okay.
Fuck,
yeah,
this is
I'm
real.
I'm gonna go with The Exorcist
Oh,
because
shit.
because I actually
Freddy gone immediately.
I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I've never seen Halloween. I've never seen Friday the 13th. I have never seen any of these movies because I don't like horror movies.
Hey, thanks for being a guest on the podcast. Here
Yeah.
we go. All right.
I saw The Exorcist. My friends Natalie, who will absolutely listen to this episode, and I tried a million times to get to vote
Hi,
on
Natalie.
this. Oh,
What's
Natalie, we love you.
What up, Nat?
Natalie and Gabby and I went to see this. And when
Big G and Nat Dog.
Yes, them too. When they did like a screen on the green kind of thing in that's what they called the movies they show in DC in the summer.
Outdoor.
In Georgetown, they did all movies that were based in Georgetown or were shot in Georgetown or something like that. I went to school there in not at Georgetown, that would be fancier.
Yeah.
At the Conservatory of Dramatic Arts in DC.
Not fancy at all.
It's literally not. It's in the basement of a church, but it's a wonderful, wonderful
Says
school.
conservatory, if fancy.
It's just the name. It's
Guys,
just the name.
we got to get back on track
Yes.
here. What's
Anyway,
the point of the story?
So the point of the story is that this school is right by the steps. The Exorcist steps.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So they show the movie at the bottom of the Exorcist steps.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Like big on the big screen
That's
and
pretty
stuff
cool.
like that. And I got a guy to leave because I had never seen it before. And when the little girl punched the priest in the dick, I started laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
And he turns around and says, "It's not that funny." And I said, "Actually, it is." And just stared him down until he left.
That would be the worst time for a girl to scare me. I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. I've had a good run.
What's not funny about a little girl who's talking about, puking peas and fucking Satan punching a priest in the dick?
Your mother- your
It's
grandmother-
hilarious.
She does talk mad shit.
She
Yeah.
does. She talks a lot of shit.
Your mother
Yeah,
sucks
she
cocks
does.
in hell,
Your
yeah.
your mother sucks
Yeah,
cocks
yeah.
in hell. Yes,
Guys,
it was a great experience.
we've done
The
it.
Exorcist.
Toby, would you like to promote anything before you go?
Yeah, sure. I have a new job, so I'm not doing as much shit as I was before.
Hooray for work and paychecks!
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
employed. I'm a waitress at the LOL Comedy Club in Times Square. You don't have to come. It's too expensive for any of us in this room. But yeah, so the podcast,
I can't even afford clothes. I can't go to comedy clubs.
Yeah.
That's it.
This podcast, which I love, the Gunblind Gossip Group, started from Degrassi. Now we here. Gather around the punch bowl because I'm actually
One day.
putting it back. No, I'm putting it back on SoundCloud as we speak because I just
Nice.
got money. Yeah,
It's
so
on.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Toby Nelson.
Thank you,
Coming
sir.
up
This is
next.
perfect handoff music.
A round of applause from the depths of hell, Mara Satirian. I figured I'd give you a... Oh, I scared Sir Davos. I scared him. Mara, welcome to the show.
Spooky.
Are you scared?
Right now, no.
No.
I'm pretty comfortable.
Do you like scary movies?
Sometimes.
What is your best Halloween costume?
Best Halloween? Damn it! Oh, I was no, I don't. I was proud of it at the time. I was a grabbed pussy in 2016.
You were a grabbed pussy?
That was, in the Billy Bush, Donald Trump. Yeah, grabbed by the.
How?
It was a pink it was a pink tennis dress with like pink cat ears, whiskers and stuff, and then a big handprint on my like.
Oh, that's pretty fuking good.
So I was a cat,
that's really
and then
smart.
I was a grabbed pussy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's sad and ironic 'cause it's. Well, now we've me too. So anyway, bad makes good. Flowers grow in manure. What's up?
Mara, do you have a favorite scary movie? Do you have?
Favorite scary movie? The Shining.
Oh. Well, I'm not giving you that one.
Okay.
Are you ready to make a decision?
Ready to make a decision.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Would you like to choose between Hereditary or Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I haven't seen Hereditary.
Classic and old classic.
Yeah, look, that was one of the highest voted ones. I mean,
I haven't seen it yet, so please don't spoil it.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay, can someone mime it out so they can
What do
describe
you
it with
think
that
Hereditary is about?
Hereditary is about genetic mutations. It's about circus freaks.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd watch that movie.
Really? Yeah, yeah. The circus freaks get you. They have like lobster claws. One of us. It's
Geek
like
Club.
Freaks. You've seen Freaks?
Freaks.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the one from the.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's like that. It's just. It's.
Old Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what Freaks is from. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the 30s.
It's 1930s.
Gotcha,
it's like
gotcha,
a
gotcha.
1930s movie. They used real circus freaks back in the days of
when
the
you could call them freaks.
Brian Murphy, you're not creative.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
And
ripped
then-
off, Geek Love.
Yeah. and
What
then-
is? And then so I don't know what Hereditary is about. Have you seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Actually, no either.
Oh,
not
no.
new, not old. I suck.
I will recommend.
Isn't that one based on a real story?
Okay, they're all based like
Wait,
back
no,
in the '70s.
Amityville Horror is what I'm thinking of.
Amityville Horror is based on a air quotes true
Yes,
story.
exactly. A story
Yeah.
that the people who it happened to reported as true.
Yeah, everyone. That's my big thing about like all of these horror movies that came out in the '70s. It was a time. It was a time when you could like realistically, there was no Twitter, there was no real like internet. You could disappear. You
And
just
there were also a lot of serial killers in the 70s. There was Son of Sam. There was the
yeah.
Zodiac Killer.
yeah.
Who else?
Ted Cruz. He's the governor now. He's,
Well, okay, so Ed,
When
Ed
was
Gein
John
is
Wayne Gacy? What was that?
a little longer ago, I think.
60s?
Ed Gein is the person they based Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre on, as John just
oh,
reminded
yeah,
me.
the Night Stalker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
let's-
Silence of the
let's-
Lambs, like all.
Let's bring this
70s,
all
crazy. No Twitter, no Snopes.
No
Fake
Snopes. There's I will recommend if you haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I have my
Old
brother
or new?
podcast back home with my friend Neri Signs on the Geek Bro Network, where I have started back in the day with Whistle Bro. We did a that's the name of the podcast, and we do like a mystery science theater thing where we would do a podcast of us watching the movie, and we did one of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'll post it. I'll post the link. It should be in the
Yes.
comments of somewhere. And then also there's a podcast on that network called Shiver, which is a horror podcast, and we did a whole episode on Ed Gein and the real murders and all that stuff, and there's a whole big breakdown on it, and I'll post the links on Facebook and all that stuff. But yeah, like I had watched it for the first time then, like just like 2 years ago or something like that, and. There's the chainsaw dance at the end that he does when he's throwing the chainsaw around. We overlaid it with Whitney Houston's "I Want to Dance with Somebody." And I can't.
It's like American Psycho.
Yeah,
like hit to be a square and shit.
I genuinely can't watch that scene anymore without thinking, I want to dance with somebody. And he throws the chainsaw up. I want to feel the heat with some. It's nuts. It's going to change. Look, I've ruined it all. I've ruined it for all of you as well.
Ellen are dancing.
Spoiler: Whitney Houston isn't in the movie.
Yeah, she is
She
not.
was
She's not.
edited in.
So based
But
on.
she'll be in the remake.
Yeah. So based on what you know.
Her corpse.
do you-
That was the joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Whitney Houston's in the Thriller video. Do you.
Wait, Sherman in the Thriller video.
What do you choose?
What do I of these movies I haven't seen? Okay.
It all lies on you.
Oh Jesus, I'm sorry. I guess I'll go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Look, good choice either way. I've heard good things about Hereditary. It's on the list. Yeah, that's gonna be like a Halloween thing I do. I may do like a movie thing. I want to do like a movie marathon, but I don't know where. But we'll figure it out. Yeah, I know, right?
But it would have to be like whenever there's not mics.
Yeah.
I figured out how to project the stuff because of when I was going to host karaoke, so I can help you with that if you're interested.
I've done it. We
Oh,
did
okay,
it
cool.
Groundhog Day like last year, or years ago. We did something.
I
Yeah.
was not there.
Well,
Wait,
Okay.
you could do movies instead of karaoke, or you're gonna do how?
No. I have my new job that
Yeah,
pays me
it took it away.
money instead of doing
can
karaoke.
you give me
Probably
a
want
number?
money.
Mara, can you give me a number between 1 and 108?
107.
107. 107 is the movie White Noise.
I know. I
have you
did
seen
see that one.
I
That
know
was the
that.
one with the zzz,
the
where
EMP things or the whatever, the electro transmissions through static? Where
was
ghosts
that
can
Kevin
talk.
Spacey?
No, it was Michael Keaton.
Oh Jesus! Kevin Spacey is a horror movie.
Yeah, it was Michael Keaton, and it's
wait.
underrated as fuck. The movie is fucking great.
Wait, that's not the one where he's talking to his dad, right?
No, that's Frequency.
Frequency. All right.
All right,
yeah.
give me a number
Oh.
between Give me a number between 1 and 12.
It'd be scary. I don't
4.
want to talk to my dad.
You're making a crime/gangster movie with the title White Noise.
Crime.
What's it about?
Wait. What kind of gangster? Are we? Yeah, see? Yeah, that.
gotta be.
Yeah, see? And it's called...
That's literally the white noise. The gangster going, say.
And that is the whitest
Yeah,
noise.
it is.
Yeah.
It's actually like Sorry to Bother You, except black gangsters do the white guy voice to rob banks.
So you're saying that a bunch of black guys wearing masks go
Yes.
into rob a bank and
Yes.
do nothing but black comedians' versions of white guy voices?
Yes,
It's
That is
genius.
really fucking funny.
that's the movie we're making.
They're gonna be like, so they're just gonna walk up, talk like this, man. See,
Yeah.
I love it.
Hello, Chad. Let's get.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like Dave Chappelle's like white news like broadcaster. Yeah.
There's one of them that's straight up a California guy who's like, Trevor, come on, bro, we're gonna go. Yes. Oh my God. The different flavors of white
Oh,
guy.
they just recruit a white guy who has no idea.
Yeah.
The guy from Staten Island who wants to fight on the train. You know,
Yeah.
like that's all the various.
There's a total bro. Yeah, for sure. This movie is great. I love it.
Let's make it.
Mara, is there anything you'd
You
like
should get
to?
together with Elvis and talk about this because I think that could be a really good idea for.
100%.
Are we gonna make it?
Let's do it.
Like,
Mara, is there
yes.
anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Everybody go vote.
Go vote! Everybody vote! November 6th, go vote! Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mara Soteria! Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Eric Heredia. What's up, Spooky?
Dímelo, what's good?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I forgot to bring this up. Has anyone here heard of the movie Juan of the Dead? Has anyone heard of it?
Why?
It is a Cuban.
Why?
It is a Cuban horror movie made in Cuba called Juan of the Dead, and it is hilarious. It is all in Spanish. It's super fucking Cuban, and I love it to death, and I want everyone to see it. It's amazing. Plug over. Eric, how are you?
They're like flinging Celia Cruz records at each other.
Yeah. Full of calling Chango
That's from
and all that
Australia.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
That's
never
what the
check that
ghosts say. Azúcar. Yeah. It's called Juan. Yeah. It's everybody's salsa dancing. It's like Thriller, but salsa.
You've seen the Indian Thriller,
Are they
right?
full of
The
Cadillacs?
Indian Thriller? Yes,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have.
that's hilarious.
I've watched that video a couple times. Yeah. Well, Eric, what is your best Halloween costume?
Oh, it's not even mine. My cousin had come to the crib after work, suit and tie, dude. And we wanted him to come out because we were gonna go hang out at the parade.
Oh, the parade. Yeah.
And so he was debating it, and I'm like, "Yo, dude, you got a Superman T-shirt? Yo, unbutton that fucking button down, keep the tie with go as Clark Kent." And we got out the train station. When we got down there, he got so much love. He had the best time of his life.
Yeah, that's an easy costume. I
Yeah,
did
just
that
throw a
one
Superman
year.
T-shirt under the button down. You good?
I did that one year. I had my glasses on. I did the side part with the thing.
He already had the ocean
Yeah.
spray wave. Yeah.
And I had
He was
I
rocking
had
that shit
my
for life.
suit and tie and with like a red tie like pulled aside, and I was drunk Clark Kent.
Nice.
And I just walk around and be like, watch me break this thing. And I was
You got
just
so much love.
yeah.
He loved that shit.
I had a fake metal bar, and I would go like,
bending
it. I mean, it was a real metal bar, and I was very strong.
No,
yeah.
no, Mike.
Fuck, you know what I forgot that I have here? I brought masks and shit for us to do
Oh,
this. Here, put this on.
Number
That
one.
makes-
Do I get a
Put
pick?
this on.
Can I pick a
Wait,
mask?
but that doesn't
What you
make
got?
for a
You
good
got the
This one?
podcast. Hey,
That's racist, Mike.
Okay,
That's racist.
I'm gonna put on a bat
Why I get the
mask.
why I get
I'm
the
a
luchador?
bat.
Yeah, you get the
I'm getting the
luchador
lucha
mask.
on.
What's my choices?
Great.
You know I got glasses on, right? This is gonna be a busy. I'll take Captain America because
I
he
now have
seems
a
like he
bat.
might be. Oh,
I
thought
forgot.
about
I
it.
can't believe I forgot that I had this the
Okay,
whole
Oh, your
time.
mic.
Mike is wearing a luchador mask.
Yes. Just pretend like nothing's weird.
do
Tell
I-
me
did I
about your
break
favorite
it?
scary movie.
Well, I mean,
I think I'm
okay,
gonna
we're-
hold it because
We're
I think I
pretending
broke
over
it.
a podcast, though. So
broke it?
No, the back snapped off.
Oh, you did
It's
break
still
it.
here. I gotta tie it on.
Well,
anyways. So what's my scariest laugh, Mike? Is that
Oh,
what
give
you
me
asked
your
me?
scary laugh. All right, it's really unnerving.
You thought I was playing? Like Mike had asked the world to list 3 of the scariest movies they thought, and I had listed Ghost, right?
Yes.
Right?
Ghost.
Yeah, pushing pennies under doors and learning psycho ghost shit from that dude in the train.
Oh, that dude in the train, the get off my train
that
guy
dude
is
was
fucking
scary
good.
as shit, dude. Like, that's creepy. Number 2 for me was Ghost Dad, right? And that's self-explanatory. Yeah. It goes deep with that one. And my third one was Amadeus.
Yeah, why did you pick Amadeus?
Did you not hear that laugh? That's the creepiest laugh in the fuck.
You picked the Amadeus laugh?
Yo,
That's the
dude.
scary laugh?
Tell me you wouldn't like poop a little bit just hearing that
he's-
shit in
he's
the,
a
like at the
stable
end of a dark
genius.
hallway.
What? What did you say, Mar?
He's a stable genius.
He's a stable genius. What? Are you ready to make a choice, Eric Heredia?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna lead in with saying I don't watch scary movies, but go.
All right, you have to choose
I may not know
between.
these.
This one might be easy. You have to choose between The Conjuring,
Okay.
and The Shining.
Oh, dude.
Boom, boom, boom.
Which one are you gonna wait? Have you seen any of the Conjuring movies?
No.
There's a whole Conjuring universe.
I don't watch scary movies. Wow. Cause mama didn't let that in the house.
Because El Diablo.
And I got a weak constitution.
Have you ever fainted watching a scary movie?
I'm not trying to. No, I believe almost more than maybe 68% of that shit.
You
could
buy
happen.
into it.
Yeah, and I can't. My heart is weak. I cannot. I know I'm like 6'7". Like
Yes.
For the podcast listener,
for
he's telling the
podcast
truth.
listeners. I know I'm like 6'7". Like I
I'm
don't know how
scared
much
of
those
him.
dudes weigh. Like 780 pounds and shit. I'm
You're
fit.
a monster of a man.
Yeah, I got
You're
like
a giant.
abs above my fat.
Yeah, you're huge.
Yeah.
A mountain of a man.
Just painting you a picture. But yeah, I don't watch scary movies. But
Don't
I'm gonna go
break
with
the
The
microphone.
Shining.
The Shining
I'm gonna
wins.
go with The Shining.
The Shining continues on. I'm committing to this mask for the rest of the thing, and this is a terrible.
No, hey, you own that.
You know what? I'm
look
going to do the
beautiful,
other one.
by
I'm
the
going to do
way.
the other one. Would you like to promote anything before you
I
go?
look how well it fit. I love how well it fits, by the way.
Is this legit? I get it from Mexico.
Mierda, loco.
Like from a little legit place.
No, promote Unsung Heroes.
Yeah, the cricket game.
Zeros on Heroes.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot to announce that too. At the
What?
top of the show, I forgot to
what I'm
announce
here
the next Zeros on Heroes episode, and tying in with all of this spooky shit. At New York Comic Con, I got to interview all of the people from Midnight, Texas. The Charlene and
Mine's
Charlene
getting
Harris. I got to talk to
up there,
Charlene
dogs.
Harris too, the lady who wrote all the
Oh,
True
yes.
Blood novels.
Mierda.
I got to interview her, and the interviews are coming out on Monday. Monday, if you're subscribed. Tuesday, it'll be posted publicly. So subscribe. You get to listen to me interview all these people. Also, last week's episode was me interviewing all the people from Batman the Animated Series.
This
it was fucking
dude.
dope. It was awesome. It was
This
such a great
dude,
experience. The
he's
next
so
one.
humble. He's still down here with us.
Yeah,
dude's
I could
blowing
be
up and
above
shit.
you all as a ghost. But thank you for promoting The Creek in the Cave in Long Island City,
does.
Queens.
Definitely.
Every Thursday.
Margaritas.
And that's it? That's all you got?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I listened to that Louis Katz on Skeptic Tank. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, check that out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Heredia. Coming up next, give it up for Brenda. Brenda was that lady. Never mind. No, it was the cyborg lady. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Shane Gale. The shaniest of Gales.
Shane, you gotta put on the Batman mask or that bat.
I can't do it.
Woo! Or you could do luchador now.
Yeah, no, that's full of my face sweat. Don't do it.
Nah, we love you, Mike. That's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I want to be Captain America.
Hi. Here's a dog.
Okay,
Hello.
Shane.
I'm here.
Would you like? Oh, hold on. Let me turn the
Mike
music.
just put on the bat mask.
Yeah. This is what you're missing if you don't come to the Creek in the Cave on
It's
Thursdays
got
at 8 p.m.
red glitter on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have glitter on my head for way too long after this.
Correct.
Shane,
Hi.
welcome to the spookiest show in town. I can't see shit.
Mike can't see out
I'm well
the mask.
acquainted with Spooky. My name on Twitter for this month is Spooky Blaylock.
Spooky Blaylock. Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
What was your best Halloween costume?
My best Halloween costume. My best Halloween costume was probably the year that. All right, me and my older cousin, when like there was a big craze about like people putting like razor blades in candy.
Oh yeah,
My older cousin Kay, so lady, we were like, we're gonna wreak havoc on the neighborhood. And we just dressed up as grown-ups who were trying to terrorize children.
What? What did that outfit consist of?
Just a jacket with shoulder pads.
Give you some height.
The spookiest
sensible
of adult wear.
shoes. Sensible shoes. Yeah, we did that.
Did
It was
you?
fun.
Were you going around and just taking kids' candy? Is that what you were really doing?
We were giving them candy that was contaminated. But we were also children.
Oh, okay.
But we were masquerading as. We thought we looked like adults, but we were just older children.
Yeah.
In their eyes.
Did you hear that story about that people were reporting that be careful with your kids' candy because someone could put weed candy in with the regular candy?
Be careful with your kids' candy. You could have a good time tonight.
No,
They
I
were-
trade candy with my daughter all the time.
Yeah,
That's
of
mine.
course.
Well, like, who's gonna give away expensive ass weed candy?
Right.
Yeah.
Who's this benevolent, rich, like New Yorker who's just like, I got so much THC to spare. Fucking
Don't be
waste
surprised.
it on 5-year-olds. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I mean, I've always heard stories about that shit. Check your kids' candy for like thumbtacks and things. And I was just like, I've never seen that once. Like, who's making that shit up?
They used to put Nair in eggs back in the day.
What? Say that again? What does that sentence mean?
They used to inject with a needle Nair, the shit to fucking remove hair, into eggs in the Bronx when I was young for Halloween.
Is this this is
Eggs for Halloween.
wait? So no, you mean to throw them? To throw the eggs? Yeah. Wait, is this
would have been on that.
is this one of those things where like this is something I did, but the statute of limitations is still
Oh
active?
no, I never did it, but I knew shit like that
There's a
happened.
reason he said they, not
Fair
I.
enough. Yeah.
They used to.
Shane, are you ready to make a decision?
No,
We're in the second
I'm never
or-
ready for
You're never-
those, but sure, let's do it.
What would you like to choose between? It comes down to this. Wow, this is a tough one. Texas
drum roll.
Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah, whatever. What's next?
and Alien.
Alien.
I guess we know where this was
Have
going.
you seen
Shane.
either of these
Ooh.
movies?
He's leaning back.
I've seen a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh, that's true. They did remakes.
One of them. It's a lot of just white people, and the drive between L.A. and Vegas is very treacherous. It's exhausting. There's no radio stations halfway through. What's whatever. And then what's the other one? Alien.
Alien, the first Alien. With the
They don't really tell you how hard C-sections are. It's not as easy.
is that what you took away from that movie?
It's not as easy
Everybody learned
as
something, Mike.
as
Yeah.
they make it seem. It's
Just
still
bursting out of the
Alien.
chest.
Face huggers look like real animals.
What? What is? Oh, they're
I just
like,
went to the Natural History Museum and they had that under the water exhibit. Yo,
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit is real, dude.
There's a.
I
There's
don't
a
like
whole,
that your
like-
hands for water is just.
Oh, this was the face hugger.
Oh, okay.
This was the face hugger.
I did see that someone has that costume. They walked around and they had a face hugger on their face with just like some eye holes, and they were just like walking around. I was like, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good mask. That's solid. What? So who do you choose? Alien.
From a purely horror standpoint, I gotta go Texas.
Ooh.
Chainsaw. Like
Alien knocked
Alien
out.
is probably a more legendary movie, but like if we're talking about horror movies, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like a legendary
Yeah.
something.
Give me a number between. So
Aliens are real.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre continues on to the next round.
made it
Or,
up second.
yeah, that's what we got. You guys, this is what we're doing. What is a number between 1 and 12?
666. What?
6? That's right, baby.
Six, God.
Yeah.
What? So you're making a musical
Drake?
of
Shane loves musicals.
Shane. You're gonna give me a number 1 and 108.
1 in 100. What?
Yes.
What are we talking?
Pick a reasonable number.
Pick a number.
99.
Yeah. So There's a movie. Apparently, there's a horror movie called The Rise of Leslie Vernon. You're gonna make a musical with that same title.
Leslie Vernon sounds like one of my uncles.
It's appropriate.
So you're gonna talk
There
about
we
it's a
go.
musical
That's
about
inside
a
jokes.
Jamaican man coming to New York.
Leslie.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda has
Leslie or
proven that it is
Tracy.
possible. What's the big hit? What's the big song piece of
Of
The Rise of Leslie
The
Vernon?
Rise of Leslie Vernon.
It's your first single. Your first single off the album.
Yeah.
Where I go, sir? Where you going? But he's like it's like opera singing, but it's a rasta.
Yeah. The big opening number is
Where ya-
Watagwan.
Yeah, Watagwan.
Watagwan. Yeah. I would look. I'm telling you, this has got legs. You just gotta have a live band on stage with the all the Caribbean music.
Steel pan.
Huh?
Steel pan. I said
A steel band?
steel pan.
Steel pan. I did not hear you.
That was a horrible steel pen.
That's fine.
Fair enough. Here we go. Shane, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Host Free Murder Open Mic every Thursday at the Creek in the Cave. 6 p.m.
Right.
Narcissist Shane on Twitter. I'm the Center of Universe. November 9th at Freddy's, whatever, at Robot Hospital in Brooklyn. November 19th at, what's it called? Some Swamp Thing at the Greek in the Cave. November 20th at UCB Theater. Yeah.
You got a lot going on, Shane.
Broken Ankles Podcast. It's on the internet.
Yeah.
We talking about basketball and stuff.
This podcast burns more podcasts.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Shane Gay.
Goodbye.
Shane, yeah. Give me the cap. Shane Gould. Spooky Blaylock. All right, here we go. All right. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ellen Ehrlich. Wahahaha. Laughter, evil noises. Yeah. It was haunted. Do you want a mask?
Oh, I can't cover up my moneymaker. Slash, take my glasses off and become blind. I don't
fair
trust
enough.
it. Yeah.
Do you like scary movies?
Kinda. Sorta.
Oh, go continue.
I'm hoping the first and best scary movie I ever saw is on this list, which is The Others.
Ooh, did not make the cut.
The Others.
I don't think
is
anybody brought it up.
Fucking amazing.
That was the big twist.
Yes.
Spoiler alerts, everybody. Spoiler alerts for The Others. The big twist
Yes.
is that they were the ghosts all along.
That's true. Yeah. And that was the first like scary movie I ever fully watched. My family, we rented it and then we ended up watching it on Mother's Day. It was me, I have one sister and my mother, and we watched it during the day. Like we kept our curtains open for a reason. We were like, let sunlight come in, even if there's a glare on the TV. Like we need it.
Like it was reflecting back in your face, and you're like, we're still
exactly.
getting the experience.
And it was terrifying, and it was the first real scary movie I ever watched. And I kind of got a taste for it.
What was scary to you before that? Like what?
Ooh,
movies
honestly,
that-
the only thing I think I'd seen that anyone would consider a scary movie is like Wizard of Oz.
I'll tell you what, those flying monkeys
That's
could
scary.
fuck off.
My
I'll tell you that right now.
dad is terrified
witch.
of them. He told me since I was a little kid he would hide behind the couch. I mean, it's a little anti-Semitic, but it's fine. I have to point that out because I have a bump in my nose and a green undertone. So, yeah.
Are you a fan of Wicked, the musical?
I did. I liked it. It makes her more complex. I saw the musical. I've also read the book.
The book is different.
I mean, like she's a real sexy lady and she likes to fuck in oil and not water. And
So
it's
what?
been a minute. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I don't know how that.
Let's
They really left that part out of the fucking musical. Are you?
Oh, it's a very, very sexual book.
Really?
There's like, okay, the fucking book starts with a dude having a set of genitals on his front and his back and having a mother-daughter pair double team his double dicks, but in puppet form. That's the beginning of the book. Wicked.
What is
Yes.
happening? What is
It's
that
a lot. It's a lot.
Double dicks. Double dicks. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah. I've
I
always
was
wanted
like-
to fuck someone with 2 dicks.
I've never wanted 2 dicks. Like I don't know. Like
No, it'd be so much to handle.
That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with.
Have you guys seen there's like one dude on Reddit who sometimes he has double dicks, and they're both like average white boy dicks. Like they're 5 inches, like one is
heard-
5, one is 5.5 ish. Like they're fine, but
I heard it was debunked
fine.
as false.
that Reddit double dick, bro.
I heard it was fake. He's real?
Okay, I don't know if specific double dick on Reddit, the guy that I've seen, I've been on Reddit for about 6 years, so it's 5 or 6 year double dick guy.
Sure.
I don't know, just in case. My kink date just passed.
What's the worst thing to say in
Please
public?
Venmo me at Helen-Ehrlich on Venmo. It's
Sure.
fine for my anniversary, my cake.
This did not go the way I thought it was going to go, but are you ready to make a decision about scary movies?
Yes. What is my matchup?
Your matchup is pretty fucking hard.
Okay.
Considering, wait, but if I do both dicks get hard at the same time? Or never mind.
So I don't know. There's a double vagina lady. I think they both do because it's a blood flow issue. Like that's why men are truly dumber because their blood is not in their brain; it's in their tiny brain.
Yeah, it's not wrong. I will say.
One gets harder than the other. Why would you fuck with your smaller dick though? Like if you have the option, like what's the point of the smaller one?
Sometimes you need a challenge.
Okay, but the bigger one isn't big enough to actually be like hard to deep throat or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if you have a big dick that's hard to fuck, like yeah, I get it. Use your smaller one. But what's the point if it's a half-inch difference?
What if the small
Like,
one? What if he's cursed to live a life of the small dick is the one that's sensitive, but the big dick is the one that like is
No,
big.
they're,
The other
again,
one's
they're
big,
not big.
but he can't
They're
feel.
average white boy dicks. They're very pink. They're very about 5.5 inches.
Yeah. I got it.
Excuse me. What?
Lady here.
I need to hear one more time.
He's
I'm
a
sorry.
DP human factor. He's a
No,
DP machine.
I didn't need to talk. I mean, I wasn't. We're off. I've been thinking about
You
it.
started this shit. You
But I
started
thought-
it.
No, okay. Again, for anal, sure, you only want a 5.5. Like
Sure.
that's right. Like yeah, he has the dicks for anal.
What
It's
about
true.
girth? What about girth?
No, it's nothing special. If no one's commented on the girth, it means no one's needed to comment on the girth.
Helen,
you know what I mean?
Helen, you're gonna have to choose between. This is you're gonna have to
Yeah.
choose between 2 dicks. No,
Please show
guys,
them
let's
to me.
bring it in. Let's bring this
Is
on
one
home.
of them a vegan? I've never tried that.
Let's try come on, please. The Descent. Oh, I'm sorry. No. The Exorcist
Okay.
versus The Thing. Classic horror showdown.
So one of them are gonna come on me? Just I don't. That's
In all fairness,
everyone who's been following along knows what I'm talking
in The
about.
Exorcist, they will that they will masturbate
so
you with a
it's The
crucifix.
Exorcist not the. I'm sorry. It's The Exorcist versus The Thing. Oh, okay.
The
So I have not
shape-shifting.
seen either of these movies. However, I do know the reputation of both of these movies.
Okay.
And I would normally say I think The Exorcist because it is more of a classic than The Thing, although The Thing is a real classic. However, someone in Antarctica's like science station just stabbed another person in the Antarctica science station.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
The Thing is real.
Yes,
The Thing is
the
real.
thing is real. So the thing is got to
changes
win
everything.
here because 2018, like we're at the end of the. Okay, you guys remember how the apocalypse was supposed to happen on 12/21/2016?
Go on.
That's when it started. We're not done yet. I didn't start that. I'm very boring and unoriginal. The Thing started. Thank you. I'm Helen Ehrlich.
The Thing. I didn't dismiss you yet, but
The Thing.
hey, Helen Ehrlich, everybody. Man, that was not what I expected. You get to be guest host now.
Oh, yes.
Double dicks.
Double dicks.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna tag my Twitter later.
Yeah. You'll do plugs after this person from the depths of hell. Give it up for Andrea. I just like doing the voice. I want to do scary voices forever.
Hello.
Hello. I still have a Captain America thing on.
Me too. Be villainous.
It's really good radio
Fantastic.
content.
I'm not doing it for them. This is for me. Andrea, welcome. What do you like? Scary movies?
I do now. I've recently started getting into it, so I'm trying to like catch up on the classics.
You were afraid of them?
I was so scared. I as a kid, I would get nightmares over everything. I got nightmares from the witches, like Roald Dahl movie.
To be fair, yeah.
All right, okay.
There's a lot of children's movies that are fucking
Really, like when they
scary.
take their wigs off. Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
You're not wrong. There's like every Disney movie has like a horrible moment.
How depressing is. I couldn't have handled if one of my parents had died, but
There were
Disney
so
made me
many
real
movies
prepared.
where your parents died.
Yeah.
Every roll Disney.
And I also got really bad nightmares from one of the never-ending story movies. It wasn't the first one, but it was one of the sequels where like this kid's mom died and this witch is stealing all of his memories of her. Which fucked
That's
with
dark
me.
as fuck.
It's so dark. Yeah. I
Wow.
had nightmares for months. Yeah.
What was Jesus Christ? So you didn't like these scary movies? What was the first real scary movie you saw?
Probably I did see The Exorcist at like a sleepover when I was 13, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it now.
That one is so here's the thing about horror movies with me. I don't believe. I'm a atheist person. I don't believe in the metaphysical and the
But
spiritual.
at the time when I saw it, I was a complete Jesus freak kid.
Oh,
yeah. So
no.
yeah,
That's-
I believed it hard.
Which kind of Christian?
Which flavor Christian?
Baptist.
Not even a
that's me.
Catholic.
No.
Okay.
The devil was still real to me.
No,
yeah.
Baptist is a special.
Yeah.
I went through that whole thing. I was a real churchy kid. I was raised in the church, and I had like nightmares of like going to hell.
Right.
Like they would pump that into your brain as a little kid.
And you just the concept of eternity
Yeah.
was
And
really
what-
fucks with
and
your
then-
head.
And now that I don't believe in any of that stuff,
You're like,
I'm like, you motherfuckers are damage. Like that's very damaging to children. But also like I remember seeing like Christian movies about stuff.
Those are fucked.
Where they're basically like Left Behind, the whole Left Behind series of the Rapture.
Kirk Cameron.
I was not raised religious at all. I was raised by people who purposely left religion or like all of that shit.
Lucky.
And I still read Left Behind. No. I got all that goddamn messages. I had Christian friends tell me I was going to hell.
Oh, that was
all
me.
of that stuff.
That was me.
But
You were that?
Sorry. Yeah.
Did you get?
well,
she
we're
was,
gonna fight later. No, but I feel like it's interesting that I feel like Christians are so obsessed with hell and talking about hell and punishment and all these bad things, and I feel like it's sort of justified by all the bad things that their leaders do.
Yeah, it's totally true. Like I saw The Nun recently. Did you see The Nun?
No.
The Nun was takes.
That recently came out, right?
I think it's from The Conjuring. The Conjuring. There's a whole universe
Was
of
that
stuff.
the one with Anthony Hopkins who goes to the Vatican and he's a priest at the Vatican? What was that called?
I
Where
don't
it was
know,
like
but I know which one
science-y. Yeah, you
I
know
know
what
which
I'm
one you're
talking about?
talking about.
Yeah, but that also like it's not that I don't think exorcisms happen the way that they're necessarily portrayed. I just don't think it's as common, and I don't think it's necessarily a devil.
I'll tell you this. But the point I bring about that is that I watch horror movies now as like a folk lore type thing where I just give it like, oh, this is what people believe, because I also have a medical background. You know what I mean? So I see people like when people thought they were possessed by demons, they were just having a seizure. They didn't know what epilepsy was. Shit like that, you know? So I watch
Or just
it and
mental illness.
Yeah, or they were like straight up psychotic. Yeah. Yeah. And you exorcise the demons. They're also dead, ironically enough. The demons and the person are both dead.
Problem solved.
But the idea being like I watch
others.
movies now. So for me, like the stuff that is more like serial killer-y or real
Yeah,
life
that's
shit.
the shit that fucks with me the most now
Yeah.
is like the stuff that can actually happen. Like I can't watch like rape or torture kind of horror. 'Cause
Yes.
That just fucks with me and stays with me.
There's one movie that I will never see again, and it was The Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, I
Actually,
can't watch that movie
I saw
again.
that and I was okay with it. I saw Spit on Your Grave, and that stayed with
That was on the
me.
list. It didn't make the top 16.
I hate it.
I mean, there
No,
are real
the
creepy
new one. I saw the new one.
inbred hobos.
Yeah.
Not hobos, rednecks.
No, there's
Yeah.
rednecks.
They're not traveling. They have
homes.
grounds.
Yeah.
They have roots, but in the redneck part of our country.
There's like the inbred. There's also no another thing. It's not horror, but it did scare the shit out of me as a kid. Was also the X-Files.
I was thinking
X-Files
about the
fucked me
X-Files.
up
Like,
as a
yeah,
kid,
there
yeah.
were so many.
Yeah.
Honestly, whenever it was late and like the it would come on and you'd have like the white letters on the left corner of the screen.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, it's time for me to go to bed now because the X-Files is on. Now I love it. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite shows ever, and like I think that prepped me to watch horror.
Is that where Shane got his idea for the shoulder pads? Because the X-Files was heavy on shoulder pads. 90s fashion, baby.
And those ugly ties Mulder wore.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Law and Order SVU while I was growing up.
That's also scary.
Yeah, so it's not technically horror, but it's actually horror. It
It's
should have been
horrible.
classified as horror.
It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
I learned so much about the different ways you could be raped.
Good Lord. It's amazing that show's on network television.
Yeah.
Andrea, this is a lovely chat so far. Would you like to choose between... I'm adjusting this mask like it's my fucking glasses. Would you like to choose between... Oh, you...
She gets a choice?
No. You have to choose between
Numbers.
The Descent... The Descent versus Evil Dead. The
Fuck.
first one.
I've never seen either of them.
What do you think The Evil Dead is about?
Well, I know it's like zombies and it's like campy. It's like Bruce Campbell, right?
The first one is not. That's why
It's
they're.
not?
That's why
Oh,
both
I didn't know that.
Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are both on the list, and I put them there specifically because they're very different movies. They're very different. Evil Dead was like all about practical effects and making shit really gory. And a nature demon invades this. You know, like they end up reading from the book of the Necronomicon and all stuff, and it brings like demons and it possesses people and it kills them. And it's like supposed to be straightforward.
And
Evil Dead
the
2.
Descent are people like going down into like a cave or something?
Yeah, but it's all ladies.
It's all ladies.
All ladies, not even only white ladies. I think there's East Asian ladies too.
They were down in the caves. It was super claustrophobic, and then they unlock a contained evil monster.
But a lot of it is also not necessarily monsters. It's like claustrophobia and things that humans are scared of.
And the betrayal.
And the friendships.
Yeah. Knowing what you know now, there. Well, I don't know if there's no
I know,
wrong decision here, but
I like Bruce Campbell, so I'll pick Evil
Bruce
Dead.
Campbell on the way of
He was
Bruce
in a
Campbell.
really good episode of The X-Files.
He was.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Demon
man.
babies.
Yeah.
Demon babies. Yeah.
Andrea, thank you so much for being here. Would you like to
course.
promote anything before you go?
I want to promote the burgeoning romance between Toby's dog Sir Davos and Henry Zabrowski's dog Wendy.
We're promoting that doggy love here on Unsung Heroes.
In the creek in the cave.
A little cleansing palette from the spookiness. Helen, before you go, promote the things that we didn't get to before.
I am gonna promote myself on Twitter. I'm Tall Pale Curly, and on Instagram and HRFE. Neither of those things are gonna be very like scary movie content.
But lots
if you
of double
want
dick.
US content, go for it.
Yeah. Helen Ehrlich, ladies and gentlemen, Andrea, thank you so much. Oh, the music stopped. Fuck. Is there only one left? We got some choices to make. And, from the bowels of evil, give it up for Brendan Killett. Brendan Killett. Huh?
Hey,
what'd you think?
Alex, thank you for appreciating that so much. Mike, I don't like this new thing you do where you put John at the beginning and me at the like dead last very end of the show. Can I have Captain America mask, please? Also, can I just read all my Halloween costumes? Because there's no like greatest one. It's more like greatest hits.
I legitimately can't hear in this thing.
I got a lot to say. What?
I legitimately cannot hear anything in this thing.
Okay, great. So I'm just gonna. Okay, can I just go through some Halloween costumes?
Okay. Let me turn the music down. What do you say? Here we go. You got notes.
Yeah, I got a lot of Halloween costumes. In no particular order. Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, and I had the rest of the group. Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbes, Had a Calvin, Frog and Toad, Pigs in Space, a Nintendo 64, a cantaloupe, a three-headed ghost, an M&M, a ninja, various anime and comics characters, and Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, wait, you were both
A
Pinky
cantaloupe?
and the
Oh, and
Brain?
Betty Crocker. No, I was just Pinky.
Oh, okay.
And my roommate in college, he was the Brain.
Nice.
Wait, how did you go as Betty Crocker?
What do you mean? I dressed up as Betty Crocker.
What does she look like?
I don't understand the question, Michael.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Betty
do
Crocker's
you
like
mean
a
Little
woman.
Debbie?
No, Betty fucking Crocker from the Cakes. She had a brown bob and she had a red cardigan and I had a polka dot skirt.
Oh, she wanted very son.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
man.
it was a.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't realize this room was so like staunchly pro Betty
No,
Crocker.
she's like a. There's a picture of her, and it's
Fuck
only like her
Duncan
head
Hines.
and shoulders, so we had to like extrapolate what her legs would look like.
Oh, you had to figure it out.
My mom helped me with this one. A lot of these, my mom helped a lot with a lot of these.
What?
What? Oh, the nanny who only has legs. Yeah. Or the parents on Cow and Chicken, which were only legs, and one time they zoom out and they are only legs. Horror movie. Your parents are just legs.
Do you? Were you a fan of scary movies?
No. I was too afraid to go to movie stores for a long time as a child.
Wait, to go to the movie stores?
Yes.
Because the box covers were
there.
scary? What?
It went from like as a young child looking at the boxes actively to as a middle-y young child being afraid to look at them to finally this year being like, it's October, it's time to watch scary movies. John and I watched The Witch, and that is as far as we have gotten.
Which one?
The Witch.
The Witch.
Yeah, what's that
But
like
it's spelled with, like,
deliciously,
two
et cetera,
The
et
Witch
cetera.
did come
It's
up on
so
the list.
good.
Yeah.
The Witch did come up on the list. I have not seen it.
Yeah, I already said that. Listen, John.
You never listen.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
Wait. So what was the scary movie box? What did it look like that sticks out in your mind? Like, do you know what movie it was?
Oh, yeah, Child's Play.
Oh,
I used to have a physical like adrenaline shock every time I saw Chucky.
Did you feel that when you would see the My Buddy commercials on TV?
Who's that? Who?
My Buddy.
That's
Buddy.
Chucky.
It was what it was based on.
Oh, no, I wouldn't feel that, but there were several other things that also scared me.
He's
I'm
too young. I get it.
I'm only 7 years old.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Do you have, let's do the movie
Also
thing.
horror games, though. I can play horror games, no problem.
I want to do the game with you because I think you'll be good at it. Pick a number between 1 and 108.
Now, can I do this, but I don't get a genre? Because I can just like.
I'm going to give you multiple genres. Get ready.
All right, fine. Number one.
You're going to go
Like
with number
last week,
one?
yeah, number one. I always pick
number
number
one
one.
is 13 Ghosts.
Okay, 13 Ghosts is sort of a series rom-com where 13 different ghosts are all trying to be roommates in the same tiny New York apartment. That's what 13 Ghosts is about. And like not every ghost is in every episode. You know, like it's like one of those types of shows.
I'm gonna just give you a bunch of these. Let's see how you do.
Yeah.
There's something called The Haunted Asylum, and I'm gonna pick a
The
genre.
Haunted Asylum is a mockumentary about workers at a haunted house, and it's like a bunch of like college kids who are like total burnouts, and they run this haunted asylum, but it's all the backscene stuff. And it's like kind of like a buddy movie stoner comedy.
Oh, is it like a Christopher Guest?
Yeah, it's a Christopher Guest mockumentary.
Like, yes, okay, it's okay. It's like
also made in the early 2000s and has Sean William Scott in it. Like that's what that movie is.
You are very good at this
It's
game.
gotta have Eugene Levy, though, right?
How about this one? It's called.
How about this one, Mike?
I want to pick a good one, but how about? I'll give you this one. I'll just give you straight up Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, Jacob's Ladder is
I'm giving him a
All in
more
someone's
well-known
head.
one to see how he
Jacob's
does.
Ladder is a heartwarming tale of a young autistic boy who only likes to play with his Jacob's Ladder toy until in the 5th grade, another kid moves in and they become friends because they both play with. He has a ball and cup, and the two of them become friends because they're old timey wooden toys.
How about Lake?
And then one of them dies of cancer.
Oh yeah, of course. Is this a Nicholas Sparks book?
Yeah.
What is that? Deserved more. the what was the one I was going to give you? Last Shift.
Oh,
here's a list
last shift is about a single working mother who is a waitress at a diner, and she always has to work the night shift, but like she does really well for herself. And then at some point, somebody comes into the diner who like gives her a break and gives her like some money, and she like gets to raise her child better. It's not a man though, because it's a feminist comedy, not a comedy, feminist feel good movie, and there's actually no men like anywhere pictured in the whole movie. Bechdel test out the wazoo.
Yeah,
and it was made also early 2000s.
Okay, fuck, man, that's
and it was like
pretty
J-Lo's
great.
like she was like trying to like do, you know.
Who's the lead,
star?
though?
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
She's the single
Fair
working
enough.
mother, and like Kathy Bates is her benefactor.
Oh,
Or Kathy Bates is the head waitress at the diner.
Kathy Bates in there somewhere.
Yeah, she's in there somewhere.
Yeah, she has to be.
Fried green tomatoes.
And then last one
Part
we'll
2.
do. Oh,
are you okay?
The fourth.
That was a creepy laugh.
This is cutting off the circulation to my neck and jaw.
Mike's wearing a Christian Bale era Batman
cowl,
mask.
baby.
Yeah, cowl.
It's called
Sorry.
The Fourth Kind.
The Fourth Kind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know what the original is?
You mean the first, second, and third kinds?
No,
I
the
assume this is
original
the fourth
Fourth
in
Kind.
the
Do you know what
series.
the horror movie was?
No, I have no idea what the horror movie was.
It's
Aliens?
an alien abduction thing, but it's about like owls.
Casey Jones is in that movie.
Casey Jones is the one that looks
guy.
like Casey
Yes.
Jones.
What the fuck is that guy's name?
You knew this a week
I
ago.
Googled it earlier.
John.
It's a weird
Christopher
name.
Maloney
John
and,
some-
and then the
And-
guy
and Casey Jones.
and not Christopher Maloney.
Not Christopher
Yeah.
Maloney.
Oh man, the
Fourth Kind.
fourth.
I'll give you a
kind.
genre.
That's his name.
Yeah, the Fourth Kind is a
give me a genre.
is a western.
Oh, the fourth kind is like, okay, in your classic Western, right? You have like sheriffs and lawmen, you have outlaws, you have Indians because they're racist, and then you have the fourth kind. It is another buddy comedy about saloon girls. It is painted girls, and they take over the town and they run the saloon now. Fuck the lawmen, fuck the outlaws. They let the Native Americans stay because they're progressive. So basically, it's a movie about getting rid of white men. In the Old West.
I don't know how you have not
become
Hollywood
a famous
producer.
Hollywood screenwriter. I don't
How-
either.
Hollywood not knocking
because
your
I'm
door
very
down.
busy being a high school teacher.
Are you ready? That was really fucking good. Are you ready to choose between?
I'm super ready to choose.
You have to choose between.
I haven't seen probably either of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 versus The Shining.
Oh, I
which
have
is a
actually
tough
seen
one.
The Shining. Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, The
because,
Shining
like-
gets knocked out. Okay,
Yeah,
this
because-
was not. This is like a magic trick where you see that I've pulled this all at random, right?
Yeah.
So Evil Dead 2
Is
wins.
this Evil Dead 2 versus Evil Dead? Is this John's fantasy scenario?
No, but you're gonna have to choose.
I'm the last person,
Andrea, I'm gonna
right?
give you another one too.
Oh, yeah.
Andrea, you have to choose between Evil Dead 2 and The Thing. The stabby the stabby ice movie.
I'm gonna go with the classic, The Thing.
You're gonna go with The Thing. Oh, she ruined
Sorry,
what
John.
could have been.
Sorry.
She ruined what could have been. Do you choose?
Should we talk about Penumbra now?
Thank
Or
you.
we can talk about- okay, we're still doing
What's
movies.
Penumbra?
Penumbra is a horror video game that is set in like a Arctic bunker in Greenland, and you're all alone. There's spooky things.
That's the thing.
It's so good. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
there's
that's
an
why I want-
X-Files
yeah.
episode based off of The Thing. It's really good, called
Is it
Ice.
called-
Yes, where they
Is
get
it
trapped.
called
I've seen
A
it.
Thing?
It's called Ice.
Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy who always plays a crazy bum.
And there's like a weird slug.
Randy Quaid?
There's like a slug, right?
Close.
There's like a slug thing, right?
Yeah,
That
and it gets like in your ear.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
They unlock from the drilling or whatever. You have to choose between Evil Dead 1 versus Texas Chainsaw
Evil Dead
Massacre.
1.
Whoa.
Fuck you, Leatherface.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's right in front of you.
That's all
Okay.
I have to say about that. Yeah. Are you making the final cut? Who's making the final cut?
We'll do it as
Are you bringing Elvis back on? Like,
we're
what's
doing
going
the
on?
same thing we do every
Oh,
the
right, we do the
audience.
crowd. Yeah.
We'll do it
So-
live.
Yeah, well, fuck it. We'll
Fuck
do
it,
it
we'll
live.
do it live.
Brendan, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Yes, actually, not my podcast this time. This week, I'd like to promote my friend Andy Sell's podcast, Ghoul School: A Horror History. It just started. Their first episode was on found footage horror. They talked mostly about UFO abduction, alien abduction, whatever the fuck was the name of that movie that was found footage, and then it got called the McPherson tape. It's like really, you should listen to the podcast. It's really good.
What's it
Ghoul
called?
School: A Horror History.
Ghoul School.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Ladies and
super
gentlemen,
good.
a round of applause
Ghouls
for
Gone
Brendan
Wild.
Gillett.
Do Do I leave now? Because I'm not guest
Everybody get on the
hosting.
stage. I'm gonna take this fucking mask off.
So who won?
We're gonna decide.
Oh, all of us.
Wow. I'm super sweaty. Thank you very much. All right, guys.
You know what? You do the right.
That's the end of the show. Yeah, we did it. It's come down to the final two. This is a pretty solid lineup. I mean, look, they've all been good horror movies. These are the cream of the crop in terms of scary movies. In terms of scariness, we have Evil Dead versus The Thing. Which one is scarier? First up, The Thing.
Yeah.
Evil Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, the scariest movie of all time is The Thing. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being super spooky, very spooky. You can listen to this at Zeros on Heroes on all social media, and you can follow me at Mike Mercadal on all social media. I'm struggling to, all the blood is rushing back into my brain right now. Be sure to listen to the Zeros on Heroes episodes. Yeah. No, I'm still awake. Listen to the Zeros on Heroes episode coming out on Monday for subscribers, Tuesday for everybody else, of Midnight Texas. And I got to interview all the actors and the producers, and Charlene Harris, the author of the book that it's all based on. It's a great, great thing. And like, share, and subscribe this podcast. And remember to go out and be heroic.